Sherry O'Terry, David.
Sherry O'Terry is so hilarious.
Yes.
And I think she's one of the favorites there. She was perfect for the show. Full of energy, full of characters, wrote a lot. And that's exactly what you want for that show.
She was like when they say brother from another mother. I don't know how you say sister from another mister. I don't know.
I think you do.
But I definitely had some crossover with Sherry O'Terry in that she, and I've talked to other comedians about this, she broke the seal on that show of what a woman could do in a sketch. Because she would commit to sexual innuendo and physicality so intensely that you couldn't not laugh. And she has this thing that she does where she looks off after.
She goes like this?
Yeah. The character lands a line.
I keep it.
Yeah. So she's as organically funny as anybody. Yeah. And the interview was so much fun because we were just laughing the whole time. And she just kept telling these stories about her mother and her childhood. And it was just fascinating.
That was one we were laughing a lot.
Yeah. And the stuff, the fantasy world that she grew up in and what made Sherry O'Terry. And her name is very cool. You would be David O'Spade or something.
No, Spade is obviously a fake name, but no, Chris Rock used to go, Spade, do they ask you, they say, did you and Spade make your names up? No. I lucked out.
Chris Rock is a great name.
Chris Rock is a great name.
It's like boom, boom, boom. David Spade's good. Dana's I like, but Carvey's weird because there's only 5 in North America. It's one of the strangest tribes from Ireland. We were murderers and thieves and gun runners. We're nasty people.
Well, that's good news.
I've had a lot of anger underneath this facade. Underneath this pith helmet. By the way, gang, you can write them to me about where to get this hat.
By the way, the petunias are almost ready.
And I feel like I'm like Henry Fonda in on Golden Pond.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking for some strawberries. And I wanted to get back here to see your sweet face. You're gonna go. That's for the over 70s.
Jeez.
Boom.
I don't know that movie. I'm so young.
You're so young and so fresh. If you were a plant, you'd be a daisy. Fresh. I'm grizzled.
Sherry O'Terry.
This is just.
She looks up to Dana a lot too. A lot of people come on here doing, especially.
I get some nice compliments, but we have had a lot of incredible episodes. We love anyone who would dare come on our narcissist display.
Yeah.
But Sherry did stick out as someone who really, really made me laugh. So enjoy this one. Hi, Sherry. Aw.
Hi.
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
It's so nice to see your bed.
I know, one of my beds.
Wow, and you made it for today.
I did. I fluffed my hair up. I copped an attitude. I checked my lighting. My lighting is amazing. You look like you're in high school, which is perfect.
Oh,
you guys both look good. I have
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Spade.
I have lighting above me, which I guess is the worst scenario.
Not flattering, David.
No, I do look good.
You look,
okay, if you insist.
Scary.
Look at these.
Look at your hair.
Wow.
Oh shit! You know what I have to write down that I have to ask Sherry about? I might as well just ask her. We're on. Sherry, you don't remember this, but you were on the show with me for a full season.
She doesn't remember that.
You might not remember that. I'll put my hat on so you don't gross out. But one time we went to Fiorello's.
And you fainted?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone came back to me and it was your time to pay the check. And they go, your friend is in the bathroom. He's fainted.
No, your friend.
I don't think it was a money thing.
No. It was your time to pay because what we did was we went off and on. Your time to pay, my time to pay, your time to pay, and you always had Hype Blue guys see me out when it was your time to pay. It just seemed really convenient.
I had convenient Celia.
Right.
Yeah, and then it was like, get him orange juice.
Give him a dog treat. No one knew what to do.
When the check comes, he checks out. Good night.
Yeah. Here's your orange juice and the check.
No, what happened was, Sherry, I think you live on Upper West Side. Mm-hmm. And I lived on Upper West Side. And sometimes Dana, we didn't get carted around like Meghan Markle.
We
in a
didn't have
chariot
cars
to
to
work
the
every day.
party. We built the show back. You guys came in dancing.
We built the show back.
Phil Hartman,
You built
ever
it from
heard
the
of
ground
him?
up.
John Lovitz, ever heard of him?
Yeah. We were, thanks to you.
Thank you.
We had a job, but we didn't get cars for sure. We didn't get cars.
No.
No.
And it was really kind of dumb on NBC's part because we didn't know if we could get to work, and even on show day, no cars. It was like hailing cabs. And so Sherry and I would try to strug and walk. And I didn't have any protein bars back. This is the days we didn't have protein bars, folks. So you had to carry like a plum in your sock. So I didn't have anything to nib on. And we got there and I was like, where's the goddamn food? And so we walked to Fiorello's in like Columbus Square. And then I started to like drift, like, she's like, David, I'm like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I start to I think I slide down in the booth and then I
Simon
excuse
and
myself to go black out on the bathroom floor. And she's like, this is beyond diarrhea. It's been about 25 minutes. What's happening? And then I think you sent a waiter in.
Yeah.
And he was like, I guess you're going to have to pay, Miss O'Terry. He's still faking
Your friend
it.
is on the floor. And I go, can you go in and get him off the floor? I mean, I love that was his, it was like, hello, that's not normal. We didn't plan on him going on the floor. Could you see if he's all right?
Yeah.
And then you came out, I. And it's like, I need orange juice. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I had some really funny, you used to say to me, I remember you go to me, hey, Cheryl, watch this. And we would be at like a bar and you would go up to a really pretty girl and you would go like this. You would say, excuse me, don't I know you from somewhere? Wait a minute. Aren't you an actor? Wait a minute. You're really famous. You've been in movies and you're really popular. Wait a second. Oh, I'm sorry. That's me.
No, it was.
Wow, that's
yeah,
good
okay.
stuff.
I'd sometimes go, wait.
Let's break this down.
Are you on a big TV show?
Yeah.
or is that me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It was something like that, Sherry. But thank you for exposing my.
Oh my God, that
best
used to
lives.
make me laugh. And you always epitomized to me the kind of guy that you say, oh, Sherry, I can't wait for you to meet my girlfriend, this girl I'm going out with. She's so funny. And then I would meet her and she just giggles at everything you say. And I'm like,
I met a few of those.
Like, honey, that's not called a sense of humor.
I'm like, Sherry, you're funny. This one's
that's called
dial
a girl
tone.
that feeds your ego by laughing at everything you say. And if her boobs shake when she laughs, she's a riot.
All right, we're about to go to a test pattern because this isn't going the right way for me
David had
today.
5 years on the show by the time you met him. And so he was a kid in a candy store. He was famous for the first time. And like Mickey Rooney told me, money makes you handsomer. So that's what happened. But back to Sherry O'Terry, our guest today, superstar cast member of Saturday Night Live from 1995 to 2000. Go ahead. I play kind of the DJ.
Oh.
Wait, Dana. Before that, first of all, you're from Philadelphia?
Yeah, right outside of Philly, the suburbs. Actually, Greg, who I was talking to earlier, we were talking about Philly and all the people that came from my little town, Upper Darby, besides Todd Rundgren.
Oh, Todd Rundgren? Super fan. Yep.
Did you see that documentary on him?
Yes.
That was great.
Was it called Mayor of Easton?
No.
I hung out with him a few times at SNL and at his house in Sausalito.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to know him. My brother and Mike Myers' brother are both Todd fanatics. Like Mike Myers' brother wrote a book about Todd. My brother was, the definitive history of Todd Rundgren. But anyway, that was a very talented neighborhood you grew up in. Todd Rundgren, you.
I'm Tina Fey. I'm so surprised, though, that all the songs he wrote. You know, sometimes you just fall upon like a documentary. You're like, all right, I'll watch this. And you're like blown away. I did not know he wrote that. I didn't know he wrote that. He was really a prolific songwriter.
Genius.
Is that why you sound like we can't understand you? Is because you're from Philadelphia? You got such a strong accent.
Yeah. What is the Philadelphia accent? I mean,
I like
never
when she goes, orange juice.
Orange juice.
No, it's, the whole thing is when I call a friend who had the recording, oh God, telephone recording. Hi, we're not home at the moment. Leave a message at the sound of the tone and we'll get back to you. It's not an attractive, it is not an attractive accent. And they leave off the G's and ing. Yeah, so I was talking. We were walking, talking. It's not an attractive accent at all.
God, it seems hard to do. There. How does it blend in with Long Island? Because it feels like, to my ear, they're very close relatives, but it's different.
I'm telling you, the suburbs, it's like a lazy vowels. They just jumble the vowels and believe that some continents are consonants.
Scottsdale Community College
are not needed, like the G's and ing.
What's your favorite accent to do? What's your favorite accent just to inhabit, like in life or hanging out?
I love doing Southern.
Southern, which one? North Carolina or Texas or?
I don't even know where I am on the Southern accent.
Just fun. Sounds fun.
But I just absolutely love doing Southern accents.
Can you give us a little bit right now? I'll do one to start.
Well,
you guys both did Ross Perot, I think.
No, Dana did Ross Perot.
You did
and
I just hysterical. I copy everybody.
Dana, I copied you.
But you were so funny, and I believe it started a pattern of where women, and especially now on Saturday Night Live, are allowed just to play the men. And that was the first time I remembered a political figure that almost was president. Then I left, and you played him, which I thought was a very cool thing.
And then Lauren brought you back to play him again, and I'm like, did I not do well? You know? But I was just I loved doing it. They had all these prosthetics on me, and I'll never forget Janine Garofalo was at that show, and she goes, and I had all this energy and all these prosthetics, and she goes, and the bald head, she goes, you look like one of those kids with progeria.
Progeria?
Progeria. Do you know what that is?
She goes, now go get them.
I just learned about alopecia, so I'm just trying to learn all these different...
Alopecia.
That too.
Alopecia.
Right. That's when someone in the South gets it. It's alopecia. That's what. It's different down there with that kind of thing. I'm going to stay in a Southern accent while I interview for the rest of the show. But should we keep going on SNL or just find out a little bit about how you got on SNL? It's up to you, David. You're the co-host.
Well, Sherry has a long past before SNL. I do like the Philadelphia stuff, but I didn't know if you went in with Will Ferrell. Did you have cheerleaders? Are those things down already, or did you just come up with them?
No, we came up with them at SNL, but we did both come in from the Groundlings
the same year.
And you knew him at the Groundlings.
Yeah,
you worked
we
together?
performed together.
Okay, so was anyone else dragged with you guys on that when you got hired?
Chris Kattan and Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh shit!
We were all on the same show at the Groundlings.
And Kattan came this exact same time as you to SNL?
Yes, but he didn't get hired the same time.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't he come a year later or something?
No, yeah, but it was at that time it was 50-50 as far as NBC and Lauren deciding
the cast
on
really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
On votes?
Seemed like Lauren always
I don't know
decided.
votes. I don't know how they did it, but they wanted to be in agreement. They had to be in agreement.
All right, Marcy, raise your hand, everyone who liked Chris Kattan. Okay, that's 1, 2,
now,
3.
Scott Sassa, how about your group?
Scott Sassa.
Scott Sassa, what about your group? That's
Sherry,
pretty much what it was.
Will Ferrell, is there anything there? He asked me.
And what? The two sketches that I wrote that Will and I were in, he said, I'd like those on the, he had me do, I had written a sketch with, called like an 80s prom sketch. Mm-hmm. And he wanted us to do that on the first show with Marielle Hemingway. It didn't work out to write Marielle into it. So he said, just do it yourselves like the next week. And then the other thing was I had written a Kid in a Cockpit at the Groundlings and I cast Will. And the funny thing was I said to him, his name was Captain Chase. And the strangest thing was when I got SNL, I ended up doing that when Chevy Chase hosted. And I'm like, I had to change the name of the captain because it was actually his name. And I remember I said to him, this is really strange, but when I originally wrote this at the Groundlings, it was Captain Chase. And here I am all wide-eyed. It was Captain Chase, and I had to change it because you're really Chase.
Well, what was Kid in a Cockpit? What was that sketch?
Yeah. It was just a kid that, got to go visit the cockpit, and she was a pain in the ass. And and the pilot did not win any parts.
Okay. Why is it so funny? All your characters are a pain in the ass, by the way.
They're all
none taken.
No, that's pretty funny. I like, where there's footballs in my yard, I keep it now. Which one is that?
That's the Italian woman on the porch. It's every woman who polices the street in the neighborhood.
It's so fucking hysterical. I used to laugh my ass off at that. Oh, I got one before SNL. When did you work for a record company? I just want to know if record companies are they sketchy like they say, or you don't see that? Well,
I worked at A&M Records. Like, I moved to LA to get in the music business, and I worked in publishing, Alma Irving Publishing, which was owned by Herb Alpert and Jerry Moss. And to me, A&M Records was the Camelot of the music industry at that time. And it was my dream. Like, they had alternative artists before that could never get on the radio because they didn't have alternative radio stations at that time. But they signed them anyway. And so I was like, wow. And then I started working in the publishing company for a year and a half. And I remember a woman saying to me, like, all my life, people would say, oh, you're so funny, you should do stand-up. And I couldn't see myself doing stand-up. I couldn't see myself being myself in front of people. And so someone said, oh, you should do the Groundlings. I go, what? What?
What's a groundling?
I go, what's a groundling? And they go, oh, it's an improv troupe. I go, what's improv? What is this God you speak of? And I'll never forget I looked in the yellow pages and I found the groundlings, and I went down and I'm telling you, I walked in there and I saw all the pictures of people, of Phil Hartman, of John Lovitz, of Lorraine Newman, of Pee Wee, of Paul Rubens, and just all of these people. I'm like, oh my God, what do they do here? And then I started seeing shows, and I was hooked. But then I moved over to the record company. I was doing promotion, rock and pop promotion, working in there, and the whole time doing the Groundlings. And I just thought, I have the best of both worlds. I can work at the A&M Records and then be creative at the Groundlings. Never would have dreamt as big as what had happened.
You're all in the daytime. You're prepping like a meet and greet for REO's Speedwagon, and then at night.
No, I didn't. It was radio promotion. Oh. But it was the funnest job. And the funniest thing is when I got SNL, everybody's like, so no more free CDs? And I was like Jesus Christ, can you pretend that you like me for me?
Sherry, can I ask you a question? So when you got into the Groundlings, usually you take classes, you build up and stuff. When did you kind of go, geez, I'm really good at this? I mean, when did it turn for you? Because it was the first time?
Because it's a long process. You start out at basic, and then you're judged, after whether you can move up or whether you have to repeat or you get dropped. Then you go to intermediate. It's the same thing. Then you do that for months and months and months. Then you're judged. Do you repeat, get dropped, or move up? And then lab, and then and then advanced. And that was a 2-year process. And I thought like I'm doing well when people that I thought were good were being dropped.
Oh, and you were being advanced.
So you're kind of going, I must be good if that person's dropped and I'm not.
Well, the great thing is that I had going for me is I always thought myself the worst person in the class. And the great thing about that was I had no attitude. The only way to go is go up from there. because I didn't have any kind of acting background. And I remember meeting everybody and they all had headshots and they were all talking about the business. They were talking about the business.
The biz.
And I was just like, oh my God, I'm just happy to be here. Like, I really did not think I was going to be an actress, or it was going to, I just thought it was a dream to be a groundling. And
that was your ceiling.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, that was like me with stand-up. I never thought of it.
You didn't do anything, sorry, David, anything in high school or sketch or
Nope.
you just came out of the blue, groundlings, my God, and then that's your training.
And completely. I did take some classes outside of the groundlings once I was in the groundlings, just to get a taste of other forms of classes and cold reading classes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I took to it like I'd never taken to anything in my life. It was like the clouds parted and I found my place.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I was like Tracy Flick. I was there early. I left late. I had my hand up. I was in awe of everything. I was never so excited about, I couldn't sleep at night after class because either I did well and I was so excited, or I did bad and I couldn't forgive myself, but you only learn when you don't do well anyway. So it's kind of like, remember, you're in class. And I remember I had to repeat intermediate, and it was the best thing that ever happened. And then I remember my best friend at the time worked in the box office, Mike Sweeney, and his sister was Julia Sweeney. And I found out that she had to repeat intermediate. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. We're both repeating intermediate.
And how did your style evolve before you got on SNL? And they're like, when did you first know you could throw your voice with an accent and an impression? Were you doing those with friends, or?
I never did impressions, but I copied, as a kid, I would watch television and then I would copy everything I saw.
Sure.
And
I would go up
was
the
your
street.
muse? Was it Carol Burnett? Was it?
Yeah, but no, I copied soap opera people.
Oh, okay.
Because I was very, very intrigued by the civility. It was such a contrast from how I was growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Where the TV was on 24/7 and, you had your mother screaming, "I wish I was dead" all the time. Happy
Wait a
times.
minute. Is that real?
No. Yeah. But
or rough and tumble. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very chaotic and just so unhinged. And I just love soap operas because of the civility of everybody.
They're so dignified and
so dignified, and I used to imitate them all the time.
Hilarious.
I would actually set up on our radiator a makeshift bar, because back then in the 70s, in the soap operas, they would come in and go straight to the bar. There was never a TV on in the soap operas, right?
Yeah.
And so I would make up a makeshift bar and have Kool-Aid in a vase that you could see through. That was my carafe. And then I would have ice and tongs to put. And then when my mother would walk in, I would stand the way the camera shots. You know how in soap operas,
sort of open out.
The camera comes in, and then the person is talking to them from the back of them.
Like a rack focus. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So my mother would come in and I go, "Oh, Mother, you startled me. I didn't hear you come in."
Mother, you startled me.
Yeah. And she would go like this: "Who the fuck left the door open with the air conditioner on?" And I would go like this in my mind: "Cut."
God, so your survival mechanism was to almost live inside a soap opera with actual.
Funny.
I lived inside, and no one knew what I was doing. It was really
crazy
just
kid.
myself. And then I would watch Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
I'd go upstairs, put my hair in plaits, in braids, and then get on my prairie pajamas, and I would come down, and my mom would be in the kitchen. I go, "Ma, when's Pa coming?" And she goes, "What?" I go, "When's Pa coming home?" And she goes, "I don't know, but you better have fucking money." Cut!
So
it was like, because my dad didn't live with us. So it was like, whatever, and in my mind, I was constantly, cut!
Because it wasn't going the way you wanted. It wasn't going like a TV show.
You can't curse on TV. Yeah. And I'm just, and then I remember I would watch the 10 Commandments was just on the other night.
Oh, the movie, the original,
because it's Easter. Easter is coming. So they, and I used to live for the 10 Commandments.
Yeah,
and I would be watching it, and I'd go in the other room. My mom and her friend are smoking cigarettes and talking, and I would get a ladle and I would fill it with water and give it to my mom and say, "Mom, can you hand this to me?" And she's like, "What do you want, Sharon?" I go, "Could just hand it to me." And then my mom's friend would say, "Honey, I'll hand it to you." And I go, no. And my mom would go, I'll hand it to you. Just give it to me. So she would take it and then she would hand it to me. And I would drink it down really fast. And I go, "You are kind. I will dwell in this land." And she goes, "Dwell in the other room."
Have you done a one-woman show about this relationship?
It's too it's so good.
And then my friend, I would say to my mom's friend, "You are strong. You stood up to the Malachite."
And so you were
kind of
remember
that from?
Well, I just know the cadence. I actually read the Bible after I saw it when I was like 8 or something. I started reading the Bible after I saw it.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. I was just like, maybe this is true, man. This looks pretty real. I was like, I was like 7. It was like a documentary to me.
Oh, I'm going to get to the bottom of this religions thing, and I'm going to open the book.
He's like, "Is the Bible a real thing?" Yeah. And then he goes, "Oh, there is one at the library. Let me delve into this a little bit."
Dana, that's adorable.
And years later, just a flash, which I want to ask you too. I'm with Charlton Heston on SNL, and Lawrence wants to get him to do Church Lady with Moses, and he didn't want to do it. We're kind of pressured. I didn't want to pressure him, but he goes, "Just isn't."
Oh my God, that would have been awesome.
It's so surreal, those kind of things. But back to this, I just want to couch this for a second. So your mother's, you probably love her. She's very aggressive. There's a lot of tension in the house. You escape into these shows and use three-dimensional props to kind of become a part of these calming shows. The 10 Commandments. Yeah. Did you have a crush on Michael Landon? I was going to ask, because wasn't he sort of a teen idol in a way for a while?
Yeah.
No.
Well.
Little House on the Prairie.
No, I mean, did I?
I like the blind girl.
I thought he was. David's like, what I could have done with that chick.
She couldn't see that I'm not that cute. I would just tell her I was.
Not with that lighting.
Not with this lighting.
Not with
that lighting.
You
is so
can't
bad.
see him, listeners, but David's got gothic kind of lighting on him.
My hair looks cool, and no one believes me, and I don't care. I'm going to the
We
wall
have great
with this.
hats. I got to get a
You
cool
have a hat on.
Well, because I
on.
was throwing you guys off because there was so much shade on my face and lighting. It looked crazy.
So, Sherry, this is so interesting. I'm just so, when I think about you as a performer, just the word that comes in is committed.
Not as a woman?
Well, as a woman, that's a whole other, that'll be our second hour. We'll delve into your sexuality and everything, No, you're very attractive.
I don't do questions myself.
Sue me and we adore you. But were you as committed? I mean, you're so committed. You're watching these shows, little kid, you got props and you're talking like biblical characters to your mom. What the fuck are you doing? I love you, mother. How did this inform you as a performer? I mean, obviously you developed an ear and you were theatrical, but you'd never done anything official till you go into Groundlings. And then how many years into that were you in the main company and ready for SNL? How long did it take you?
I did 2 years of classes and then 2 years in the Sunday company, writing and performing every Sunday. And then I got into the main company. I was in the main company for 1.5 years. And I would say that SNL was my first job.
Wow.
And you were prepped enough, right? Because you were doing pretty much exactly SNL, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I just kept the same kind of writing and just, just kept, I learned the difference between theater and television. I remember writing something in the Groundlings that did really well, but it died. And I remember Colin Quinn saying, "Cher, I don't know if this is going to come off the way it did in theater, because when you talk out in theater on a stage, the audience can imagine the fourth wall. If you do it on television, you just look crazy if you're talking out. You know what I'm saying? And gotcha. I did not know the difference between that. And I remember it was Kevin Spacey, and I had done this character where she has a party every year, the same party and the only 2 people show up, but she acts like there's a lot of people there. She says all the things that you say when it's a really packed party. You know what I mean?
Right.
Did you find parking? Excuse me, I just got a request. The keg is beat. We're a young party. The keg is beat. I'm going to pass a hat around, and all these things. And
Stupid.
I did it with Kevin Spacey, and it just died because of what he said. Because a lot of it was me talking out to people that weren't there, and it's kind of confusing. But and then I remember Lauren always saying, "Sherry, do you know where your camera is?" And I thought it was a trick question. I go, yeah, no, you don't. And he goes, the people at home would like to see you too. And I didn't even know what he meant. And after that, it was like, okay, oh, that one's my camera with the red light. Like I would just play to the audience. I never played to a camera. I didn't know to play to a camera.
Right.
Interesting.
And sometimes you knew it, so you might go off the cards because you were sort of just performing something you already knew.
Right. I'm performing the way I did at the Groundlings, like as if it was a stage. And I remember Chris Farley saying to me, you know what, Sherry, he said something to the effect of, I just pretend like I'm back at Second City and I don't even think of the cameras. And I was just like, yeah, you could do that, but I get in trouble for it.
Yeah,
Thanks
I was about to say, he gave you the opposite advice.
Yeah, opposite man.
You made it work for you. I get in trouble.
Yeah. But you to me were kind of Carvey-esque because your characters were very committed. They were a lot of energy.
I know.
And you were
flattered.
And you'd come up with these new characters. You know, we only did a year, but after I'd left and I'd watch and I go, God damn, she just keeps coming up with shit and it's so hilarious. And they were really clicking. And what did you do? 5 years?
Yeah.
And did you walked away or did you want to stay or what did you do?
Oh, I left.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Had enough of it, or what was
it just, you really have to have a thick skin. And as much as I love the work and could do the work, I did not have a thick enough skin at that time. But I wanted to say something. I remember my first year, I was well into it, I think. And I got a phone call and they go, Sherry, Dennis Miller's on the phone. And I had never had anybody famous call me or anything like that. And I was like, people famous don't just call other people, And then the funny thing was he had no idea of this, but his Off-White album, when I was in Philadelphia, I had it memorized. It was the funniest album. And not that I listened to albums. I heard it by accident from someone else. And I remember I was working at like a college bar downtown, and we had live music. And before the sound check, they were playing his album. I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah,
crying.
Brilliant.
To where I turned all my friends onto it, and we just constantly would quote it. And then here he's calling me, and I'm like, I pick up the phone. And he goes, like, he has no idea that I know that album by heart. Yeah. And it always sounds like such bullshit when you say, oh, I'm such a fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then he goes, this is what he said to me, Sherry, I just want to say, you got commitment like Carvey.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, I was so flattered because Dana, like, I always related to you and the characters that you did, like, and your ability and your commitment. And I'm just like, God damn, like, he's so freaking good and funny. And even when you did an impression, I didn't like any impressions that were so dead on that you were like, after 5 minutes, you're bored of it. You would do a take of somebody, and that was way more entertaining than somebody, to me, nailing it. You would do a funny take, a twist on the character that made it so much fun to watch over and over and over again. And then when Dennis said, you've got commitment like Carvey, I tell you, I know I cried because, first of all, he has, and then I started saying to him, You Don't Know, the Off-White album. And then I started quoting it. And, I think he was like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Wait a minute, what? And I was quoting it.
That's exactly how, people ask me, what do you say to a celebrity? And I said, find something very specific to say to them. Besides, I'm such a fan.
And that, Dana, is what I learned about doing when Lorne, the best thing that he ever did was make me do Barbara Walters, because I remember I kept saying, no, I don't do impressions. And then when I knew I didn't have a choice, I started listening and watching her over and over again. And not just her cadence and the way she spoke, but she had a style. And what she would always do is when she would interview people, she would give them 3 specific compliments. Specific. Because when you're specific, a person feels heard. It's not just, you're so talented.
Yeah.
It is when you did this, when you did that, and then all of a sudden that person opens up, they feel safe, they feel respected and seen. And then she can go into, now why the porn? But she just knew how to make somebody lay on their back and expose their stomachs so that she could go in and kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, always looking for that angle and to get them to cry. Yeah. That was
it's like a dog. Let me pet your belly. Oh, look at that belly. Gay!
In the nuts. Nut shot.
Nut shot.
How were you, just for a second, about, having a thick skin? And by the way, everything you said about me is greatly appreciated. That's so sweet. And I want to go down a list of your characters, which are brilliant and intense. But how were you? Because we talked to other cast members, and they really had to battle their nerves when they first came in. Just panic attacks, drenched in sweat. How were you that first season in terms of fighting that fear?
No. The first season I thought was great because we all came in at the same time. I mean, you remember NBC did a clean sweep, and it was just David that they kept and Norm and they did a clean sweep, and I think Steve Korn was a writer that they kept.
Yeah.
But so everybody came in at the same time, and there was this appreciation and energy, and we just all hit the ground running. There wasn't anybody that was sitting around intimidating, and wonder if you're going to take their spot or anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was just like we all came in appreciative. And so my first year was not difficult. I just kept doing what I did at the Groundlings.
And Sherry, wasn't it kind of like you were all at the starting blocks together instead of, like I came in and Mike Myers is already way ahead of me. Dana's way up there. So you're really just trying to.
We were starting first grade at the same time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that does create a different vibe. I had that with Phil and Jan and Kevin.
It was a beautiful vibe. It was like we were wide-eyed and so appreciative and all nervous. We didn't know to be scared. We were nervous. We learned later to be scared.
So when
what was your first? What was the first one that clicked? First show?
The cheerleaders with Will?
No, no. It was. You're not. I don't know if you're going to remember this, but it was. I remember saying to Molly, I go, "You remind me of a young Ann Miller." And then I said,
I remember this sketch. I remember her doing Ann Miller.
And then she's like, I go, and cable had just started coming out, people doing cable shows. And I'm like, it wouldn't be funny if we had these 2 older, women who now have a cable show, but they still had that same mentality of when they were in, and
you were Debbie Reynolds, maybe, right?
I was Debbie Reynolds. It was called Leg Up. And it was on the very first show. And I remember Lorne calling me into his office and go, Sherry, what demographic are you going for? And I'm just like,
we're trying to get younger viewers.
Yeah. And I go, I didn't think about that. Like, I never thought about.
You think of the funny first.
Yeah. And I go, funny. I have a feeling that even if they don't know who they are, they still might like it.
No.
1,000%. It's just clueless people going for it and being self-happy.
And then we were on the cover of like Washington Post or something like that.
Oh, really? As those 2 characters.
Okay. And then I really thought, I remember Daryl Hammond saying the gay community in Hell's Kitchen loved you guys. Like they were loving, I think, like our whatever we thought was funny. I think it was connecting with the gay community, and they are a tough audience, and they're an appreciative audience. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They had a struggle, and it's kind of like they got a sense of humor. They have a sense of humor because of their struggle, and it's like whenever I love it when gay guys would come up to me and they always say the same thing. They never say the cheerleader or anything. They always say the prescription drug lady.
Oh, that was hysterical.
Oh yeah, that was intense. That character.
Yeah, and like you have people in your family that you do a take of. It's not exact. And I had an Irish nana that was taking prescription drugs like all day, every day. And back then, they were in a bejeweled box. You didn't hide your pills.
Yeah.
You presented them. It was like a Fabergé egg. I would say, Nana, could I hold your pill box? Because it was so bejeweled and beautiful. All right, be careful. And then we would play a game of what each pill did. And I go, this is for sleep. This is for pep. Speed was just pep. This is for, and
underselling it a bit, but yeah.
Yeah. And then I would go, and this is what I could never think of what it was. And she goes, water weight. And I'm like, water weight. And she goes, and the doctor says, that's all this is. That's all this is. And then back in the 70s, when someone got high at your house, your only job was to walk them to the car. And I remember my mom saying, and she would have beer. She'd be drinking beer while she was,
pills.
Yeah. And then she would go, my Nana would say, I'm leaving. No one's paying attention to me. So I would go upstairs and I go, Mommy, Nana's leaving. She said, no one's paying attention to her. She goes, all right. We'll walk her to the car. And I go, Mommy, she goes, what? I go, should Nana be driving? And she goes, don't be fresh. Just go walk her to the car. Whenever you said as a kid, anything that made sense.
That made sense.
That made your parents responsible for their actions. Don't be fresh. And I'm like,
watch your mouth.
I didn't think I was being disrespectful. And I would literally, she'd be hanging on me as if I was a walker. And I'd put her in the car. And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know why this feels so wrong.
Let's get those hands on the wheel. And you put her hands on the wheel. Let's start your car.
And she already came with it half on the curb, half off. She was already high when she got there. And so I just thought to myself, I remember my mom getting a phone call one day. What do you mean she wrapped it around a tree? That's impossible. My 7-year-old walked her.
Is this real? Or was this on Saturday Night Live? This is so fucking funny.
The Sherry's deadpan delivery of these is the funniest part of the whole thing.
No, but I think like all those things stuck in my head.
Of course.
Because you think, why am I thinking this? Why am I not just going along with everything looks normal?
Because when people are drunk or screwed up when I grew up, I didn't know what it was, so you just think they're being weird or goofy or funny.
But it was crazy Uncle so-and-so.
Yeah.
When people were drunk or alcoholics when we were kids, they were just called crazy whoever. Oh, crazy Uncle Joe's coming over. Oh, good.
Crazy Uncle Quaaludes is coming
When
over.
you'd come out of your room at night and you would see that them and their friends had formed a dance rumba train. And they're just utterly smashed. Dun, 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 dun.
It looked just like fun.
That's when they were gone.
And that's when every older woman peed when she laughed.
Because the dance rumba train?
No, I remember my Nana, she peed when she laughed. And it was like, great. Like, I just thought to myself.
So
like,
she's wets herself. She's stumbling and slurry. And you're just guiding her to a 2,000-pound automobile full of gasoline.
Yeah, but it was all water weight, Dana.
It was all water
so
weight.
Hysterical. Water weight is
that's
hilarious.
So funny. So
I think my mom took those pills, too, water weight pills.
Now it seems like you had to find comedy after hearing these stories and your childhood. It's just like it seems like destiny that you would be a comedian.
I was by myself a lot. I really didn't know how to make friends. And so I became my own, like I would just create. Mm-hmm. And I was just using my imagination to kind of, fill up what wasn't there.
That's kind of like what Robin Williams says he used to do. It was just in the attic with toys, playing and stuff. As an only child, you had siblings.
I did that. My mom was at work all day. My dad was not around, but I remember a lot of kids have that imagination where you're just making up things and doing things and just trying to kill time, and it's fun. It's kind of fun. It's not really sad. It's fun.
It's not sad. I mean, I knew I was really lonely as a kid, and spent a lot of time alone, and I just made the best of it. It's kind of like I would wake up, oh, it's the Sherry O'Teary show. Oh, no, it was sad. I'm going to counter that. It was sad.
Well, we didn't know we were sad, and we didn't know we were anxious. We didn't have a name for it, like depression or anxiety.
Yeah.
Right. I would make myself laugh. I would make myself cry. And it was just kind of like I really had my own network. I wonder if I'm going to play a drama or a comedy today.
You know what I like is that, first of all, in your Google, if you look at anything about you in Wikipedia, it says Sherry often plays characters who are upbeat, perky, or hyper. I'm like, that's fair. But I think when you say, let's say you're a kid and you're doing these like just flat soap opera character, they're very real. Just very present and quiet and subdued. That's
Calm.
interesting. You do that. And then you can also play characters where it's exaggerated and funny. Like, and you also say you play characters like it's always kind of based on someone you know. And then you just, like my brother, I used to do something and he goes, everyone makes fun of me because you said I was like that. I go, all I need is 2% of an idea. And then I just go as far as I can with it to make it funny.
And any character that someone would find offensive, the great thing is, that the person never knows it's them.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because it's so, and it gets
They
so
can never
beyond
figure
them
it out. Yeah,
that it's so ridiculous to make it funny, like you said.
It's kind of like the Italian woman on the porch. I kind of got like a little bit of my grandmom from when I was a kid, but she was always the nice one on the porch. Like she was very, very nice. And then I did my Nana, very nice, but she wasn't very nice.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like
well, you pick and choose and do like a research paper of a few people and make the funniest parts of each one.
Exactly. And the kind of the parts that the audience, I think, will take to, you know what I mean? You don't want to turn anybody off or depress anybody. And I always think to myself, I think I did characters that never knew how bad off they had it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
There's optimism because it's like they had no idea, like, that they were rejected.
They're kind of tragic or something.
Like Adele, which I watched this morning, the sex office flirt or the sex worker flirtation woman kind of fits that.
Yeah,
right?
she does not sense even a modicum of rejection.
It was pretty wild. I mean, you just wonder sometimes, could that be done today? That character, just for just because it was intense. I mean,
but it's so ridiculous that I think, and it being a woman makes it, I think, a little easier for the audience to digest, because when I remember I said it to Chris Parnell for like 2 years, I go, Chris, you should do this character, because Chris was so sweet but boy, did he do innuendo. Like I'd be like, Chris, can you hand me a pencil? Oh, I'll hand you a pencil. And I'm like, geez, Chris, like you can find sex anywhere, like in anything. And it just made me always think of that, because he was a very serious, nice, wonderful, and yet he had that side of him that wasn't even offensive or salacious. It was just, you just noticed it and you just kind of like pretended, okay, that caught me off guard. And then I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if then, because when the person doesn't react to innuendo or a sexual thing, then you explain it to them as if that's why they didn't react to it. Right. I didn't react to it because I wanted you to stop. I didn't want to encourage it. But I love the fact that, oh, okay, you didn't understand. Let me explain it to you. I'd like to wrap my hands around your penis.
Yeah. This pencil is like a penis.
Yes.
And it was forward thinking because
Sherry,
it was a
you
woman.
did Dana,
Yes.
I used to be on a show called Just Shoot Me while you were out, doing whatever you were doing. Having fun.
I did a guest spot on that.
That's right.
But
You did.
I didn't get an Emmy nomination like someone I know. Oh, boy.
We have 2 Just Shoot Me scores. I mean, talk about come in and score. Sherry and Dana. And Dana, you should have. And Sherry, you did.
Sherry was better.
But tell everybody, you were an assistant to, was it Maya?
Yes. And, she was awful, but, I got to tell you that experience to me, when I did that show, I just thought to myself, oh my God, this is a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just thought that was the first sitcom I did. And I was just like, my God, no matter what, you're going to be written for.
Yeah. That's what I thought when I got there.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what, you're not going to get cut at the end of the week, no matter what. You come in at 10 and you leave at 3. What in the world?
I know.
Like, this is heaven. And then it's like, Miss O'Teary, what would you like in your omelet? Get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm like, what's your angle?
What's your play here? What do you want? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Sherry, that was when I got there, and I just come from the hardest place like you did. And then everyone's pulling for you and going, do you have enough jokes today? And I'm like, are you writing for me? And then they go, if you want to add jokes. So they're giving me jokes and then saying, add some if you want. And it was a very nice feel. Not that Saturday Night Live was. Saturday Night Live is what it is. But then you go, oh, I just got through boot camp and this is easier.
Like, you just can't believe that you're being written for.
Yeah.
You can't believe it. Like, it was too, when I got hired, when Lauren said, we'd want you to continue writing, I felt so flattered. I was like so honored and flattered, and what I didn't realize was like, oh, no, honey, you have to write if you want to be on the show. Yeah.
Were you a writer performer, or I was a feature player writer? What were you when you came on?
Writer performer.
And you had a writer's credit as well?
No, I didn't get paid.
I didn't get a credit. Yeah.
Dana didn't either.
I'm not bitter.
Oh, and honey, doing my best of DVD where I don't make a cent off of it, wow. And
you wrote every sketch?
Yeah, but I did get to, I'm sure there was other sketches written by other people, but it's predominantly stuff that I wrote. And I just thought to myself, wow, I wanted to be a part of it, but you don't. Someone's like, oh, I'm going to buy a few of your CDs. I go, oh, no, just buy one. I don't make any money off of it. You sign that away when you get the job.
Sure. I was a writer, didn't make a lot, but it pays dividends later down the line. Plus, you're known as a writer. I thought that was a very proud moment to be a writer performer, but I didn't really want to write. I knew I'm going to write for myself no matter what, like Dana, like you. It was nice. I got a little extra. I didn't get much to be on. So...
Right. And I was not cast very much at all either. Yeah. I was not cast. I wasn't cast in The Groundlings. I wasn't cast in SNL. And, and that trouble for me being cast follows me. And so that's why it's like, wait a minute, why am I treating life outside The Groundlings and SNL any different than it was within? I have to write for myself. Yeah. For whatever reason, I'm not really, cast, maybe because I did a lot of characters. I don't know.
Well, you did something in Grown Ups too, and then we were just talking this morning how it was. You had a barrette in your hair. You had a crush on Sandler's character. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
From high school, and then you'd show up, and you were obsessed with him, kind of still.
Yeah.
And that was like something that might have been a little flatter with someone else, but you brought a lot to it and probably added to it. And just the way you performed it, it jumps out.
Thank you. Well, I will say it was already on the page. And
maybe because they knew it was you, it's easier to,
No, honey, I auditioned for that 3 times.
Oh, you did?
They didn't know it was me. Listen to me, so jaded. They didn't know it was me.
They didn't know. That's crazy.
Well, and you, that was Dana. Part of the funny part was I think she had a barrette in her hair. She ran into Sandler at the store. Was he with his wife?
No. But I was with my husband, Steve Buscemi.
And she's kind of hitting on Adam because reliving that they used to date. And
there I am being another character that has no sense of rejection.
Yeah. And And he gave you a beret or something when you were little, and you still have it and you wear it every
Yes, and I
day.
still wear it.
Yeah, and he doesn't remember. It was great. Anyway, I love that. I like Just Shoot Me. I have one other question. Now, listen. When you met Lauren the first time, did you have to wait when you go in that office?
Yeah, I believe no matter if you're 5 hours early, you're going to have to wait whenever an appointment is made. Because I remember Marcy saying, "Sherry, I think you should take a meeting with Lauren." And I go, "Okay, well, why?" And she goes, "You'd have to get to know him better. So you got to know each other." And I go, "God, that sounds, yeah," but you're intimidated, and and if you don't know what to say, you don't want to waste his time. And so I would go, "Okay." So I would go to Lyle. "Hey, Lyle, I'm going to make an appointment with Lauren." "Okay. How's
like, why?
2 weeks?"
2 weeks.
And I go, but I didn't. I'm like, wait a minute, he's here every night. And I go, okay, all right, 2 weeks it is. And then 2 weeks goes by, and now I'm getting a little more scared and scared. You know what I mean?
Because it's building up. You could have just walked in the room and gone, "Hey, Lauren, how's it going?"
Right. But it wasn't presented to me like that. And I was nervous and intimidated. And then it's time for our meeting. And I wait for 2 hours outside his office. And then I'm a wreck.
Yeah.
I'm like, 2 weeks. Now I'm waiting 2 hours. This wasn't even a meeting that it was my idea.
By the way, he probably doesn't even know what the meeting's about either.
No. And then finally, when I get in there, I'm like, I just didn't understand. I thought maybe he wanted to meet with me, but he didn't. And I didn't. So there was a lot of dead air. And then he goes, "Sherry, are the writers writing for you?" I go, "Yeah, not too much." "Well, Gilda used to bake cookies, if that helps." And I'm like, "It doesn't, but maybe I can give blowjobs. I'm not a baker."
You said that to him?
No, that was just me in my head. I wish I would have had that sense of humor.
Funny.
I was too scared to have a sense of humor.
Something like a macadamia nut would be, Al Franken would eat the whole plate. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, Lauren.
But I was just, when I left, and I'm just thinking to myself, I feel like I just got kicked in the butt by Marcy. Like, he never wanted to meet with me.
Maybe she was trying to help you by going, if you guys talked, but it turned into a whole thing and it turned into a whole disaster.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, 2 hours later, and I'm like walking in with my legs shaking. I was like, my knees were knocking, and I had nothing prepared.
You walked out going, "Lauren wants me to learn decoupage."
I remember when it was Christmas, and I thought, what do you get Lauren? And I remember getting him, I would really, really think about what I would get him. And then one time I got him a how to juggle kit. Because it cracked me up. It made me laugh. And so after, I would always go, "Lauren, how's the juggling going? Is it getting easier, or are you getting the hang of it?" As if he ever opened the box, and it would just make me laugh, and it made him laugh, I think.
No, I think that's very funny. The trick is starting with one ball and just going up and down for a while.
You know what I do? I
don't go
lose
straight
them,
to
and then I
three.
use tennis balls, and then it just gets all.
Sherry, maybe next Christmas a fire eating kit would be nice.
Maybe a magic set.
I did get him one of those old-fashioned candy machines, that with the red, you put a quarter in.
Oh, yeah,
and it was all full of jelly bellies. I bought it, and then I just filled it with jelly bellies because I know he liked those, But I was always trying to think of something that, what do you get somebody who leaves you waiting 2 hours and 2 weeks?
This is wonderful. Marcy, can you put it in your trunk?
That's what I need. You could have got it for David because of the hypoglycemic thing.
I need juice. I need juice. I was falling down right and left. It was. We found out later it was stress related. Anyway,
Really?
Sherry, I don't know. They couldn't trace it back to anything. Any shows you're working on? I'm like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. All right. Well, anything left for Sherry? She's been hilariously
My question
wonderful.
is just, how did you feel on the show when you had the morning latte talk show with Will? You had cheerleaders. There was a period in your 5 years where you were like, everyone was talking about you. I'll just say, Sherry O'Terry, have you seen her? She's, so funny. So did you get a little more relaxed during that time, or did people start to write for you a little more? Because you did You had a lot of hits.
Never.
No.
I mean, once in a while I got lucky, like with The View. I didn't write The View. But and I was always, hey, do you want to know something funny? I just got asked, and this is something I did not write. I was asked to do, and I was so scared to do it. I don't know. I think Tina wrote it or something, but they're doing a documentary on Robin Bird.
Oh, wow.
The late night porn talk show host in New York.
Yes.
Public access. Yeah.
I just remember thinking to myself, I'm watching, you see a talk show, you see this, and, a rerun of a Urkel or whatever, the news. And then that channel would pop up. And I'm like, is this allowed? Like, this was wild to me.
Right, that was New York TV or something, because I was
like
shocked.
At midnight or 2 in the morning or something. Yeah.
And I just remember thinking to myself, this is wild. And they asked me to do it. And I'm like, I'm not wearing a crochet bikini. That's not going to happen. So I cheated and wore bike shorts with a crochet top with the boobs already in it. And so I was just asked, they're doing a documentary, and I was like, yes, I'd love to, because I did meet her. And
wow.
Yes. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I would say, that's something I didn't write. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And Morning Latte, one summer I just watched every morning show, and I wanted to do a talk show so bad, but I didn't know what the hook would be. And that was my favorite sketch to do, was Morning Latte. Not that it was like, the biggest hit or anything, but because I loved playing these ill-informed, confident characters. Like, so ill-informed, yet it doesn't throw them off at all.
Cocky idiots. Yeah. Cocky idiots is always a great area to be.
But I don't even think they were cocky. There was an innocence about them. And, Will and I had that same kind of sense of humor, and it's that optimism, under, just completely ridiculous circumstances of being ill-informed or rejected.
Yeah, you both play that perfectly.
Wow. Is your TV on, Sherry?
I'm sorry. Can I go turn it off right now?
God damn it.
Well, we can.
Sorry.
So let's go back 15 minutes. So when you first got to the Groundlings, we'll just redo that. No, I'm kidding. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. They got magic. They can take anything out. Sherry O'Terry, you're so funny.
People
Let me
like
tell
the
you
lumps
something
and
about Sherry O'Terry. Everybody loves her. She's the peak of Saturday Night Live. The characters were crazy. You know what? I want to say one thing that hit me like a ton of bricks. And I guess it was just right before the pandemic. I'm watching Anderson Cooper and that, New Year's Eve show. And then you come out as Barbara Walters and literally dismantle the podium. I mean, it was so fucking funny. Did you write that? Or it was just went on and on and on. God, it was funny.
I did write it because I had gotten so used to, and what I love about, the age range of us and Anderson Cooper and is there, and Andy Cohen, there's a nostalgia that they just love. And what I loved about doing Barbara Walters was there's nostalgia just within her for decades and decades, yet she's got to talk about what's currently going on.
Yes.
I did that 2 years in a row, and it was fun because I really had to think of, okay, what is the recap of what happened this past year? What might she talk about? But then she always has to drop in who she thinks is impressive. Right. I was on with, and I always love saying, Grill Master George Foreman,
Grill Master,
Madeleine Albright, and then who she thinks, and then I just love doing, bombshell Lonnie Green and funny man Shecky Green. And we were all, because you always just think about, who she hangs out with. And she always name drops political, sports, and pop culture and actors. And then, but then when they asked me to do it this past time, I go, I can't do Barbara Walters again. I got to be myself. But that was so scary. So what I did was... Yeah,
they introduced you and you were a hologram, or what was it? I mean, you did
No. I was live this last year. I wrote something to be pre-taped because I didn't think they were going to... Okay. I didn't want to fly And in New York, it was the worst part of the pandemic, I would say. But so I had these crocheted, I don't know if you guys remember this in the 70s, they were like crocheted dolls that you put over toilet paper rolls, spare toilet paper rolls. Yeah. So my friend's mother made a shitload of them in the 70s, and they were all pretty, and she gave me some. And I'm just thinking to myself, as if I'm going to, put these out. And I just thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny, like if I'm trying to bring back the crochet toilet paper cozy, and each one of them has a story, and each story was something that happened this past year. You know what I mean? Like I had canceled Carmen, I had Christmas Karen, I had Insurrection Irene, and Baroness Becky, covering the whole royal thing of the past year. And it was so much fun to do, but I did it as a pre-tape because I had all these props. And I'm like, that podium up there is like 8 feet by 4 feet.
Well, you can also control a little better, and you can do a few takes. You can nail it perfectly or whatever. Yeah,
but we didn't get to rehearse it. I rehearsed it once.
Oh, you did it. Wait, you did it live, but you were home.
No. I prepared. I thought I was going to be able to pre-tape it. And then they said to me, 2 weeks before I had already written it, Sherry, the boys want you there live. And I go, oh, I can't do this live. It's props and this and that. Mm-hmm. No, they want you live. I can't do it live. And I go, I've got an actual toilet tank in this. Mm. And, and then they go, we'll provide you with a toilet tank. I'm like, shit. So they did. I had a toilet tank on that thing. It was, but, it was fun. It was fun. It's really nice of those guys to kind of give me that platform to be creative, because, you do miss that about SNL. It's like your mind can go anywhere you dream of. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to sound like a kid in Disneyland, but it's like, I never limited myself to what my mind would think,
It was shocking to go, I thought of this stupid sketch Tuesday. I'm sitting with the art department on Thursday, and they're designing this dumb thing I thought of, and they're so serious, going, we'll make it perfectly like this. We'll bring this in. We can get it from New Jersey. I'm like, for this stupid, okay. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Really? I remember going down to approve my actual house. The Italian lady on the porch, and it was the exterior of a full house, and I was so in awe and overwhelmed that what I thought of has been built. And
Keith, there's someone who's like, "Hey, is this your vision? This is kind of what we thought from reading it?" And you're like, "No," and they'll tweak anything for you.
They were amazing. I mean, we had the most talented people behind the scenes, and even when we would do the wigs. The wigs were always so funny. When Molly and I did Leg Up, I'll never forget, we had this joke because our wigs got bigger each time we did it. And then we did it to a point where we were crying. We were laughing so hard. Our wigs were so huge, and it was appropriate too for those characters, but not that huge. Each time they got bigger and bigger and bigger until Lauren said, the wigs are co-starring.
Very Lauren.
Exactly.
The wigs are co-starring. It's just that thing of we really want to see the character, not just hair on top.
Jerry's 5'8" with her wig. Could we please?
Marcy, is it the wig sketch now? All right. Thank you, Sherry, and thank you, Dana.
Sherry, you're the greatest. You're
Sherry's
so
a
funny.
score machine.
Really
score
got
machine.
To understand you. We never got to have dinner together or hang out, but you're so observant about your characters, and that's what makes you a great writer. And you tease everything out. So yeah, we're sister brother from another mother. So just appreciate you, girl.
All right, I love you guys.
Bye, Sherry.
Love you guys. Love you, David.
Miss you, Dana. Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. Now, one more question. And then Dana gets to eat one of his 4 protein bars I brought for him.
I feel sick. These are just candy bars
dressed
good.
Up
as health bars. This is not something you should eat too much of. We're going to talk later. We're going to talk later.
May cause diarrhea in an hour, but for sure will in 2 hours. Okay.
I would like you to write down what you eat in a given week, and let's get that GI problem you have. You have a lower GI problem. I can tell by looking at you.
Why?
And you need a liquid IV. Well, look at your posture. You're all pent up in there. You've got a little pooch. Come on, let's talk later.
What are we talking about?
Look, I'm a health nut.
Why do
I want to help you.
I don't look bad, do I? Jesus Christ. Heather.
I'm joking. I'm a comedian.
Heather, get the elevator ready.
Don't put me in the elevator. Not like last week.
Lock.
Don't put me in the elevator.
The elevator's about
I swear to
120
God.
degrees.
I don't want to be in any elevator. This is
Okay,
Henry Fonda.
we have
See, now
one more
I'm
question.
doing it better.
No, I like it.
Fuck.
Too late. Too
That's
late.
the
You did it
story
once.
of my life.
Okay, we have a question from Charlotte Mars. Hi, boys.
Charlotte Mars. Hello. Why, you're a dessert for the eyes. You're a tall drink of water. I'm Charlotte Mars, and I have a question for you boys. Go ahead, David.
She says, hi, boys. If you had to swap places with each other and star in one of the other's movies, which would you pick? Charlotte from England.
From England.
You can hear this dog
Charlotte
shit in England?
Moorish.
That's
People
awesome.
are God. I wouldn't have worn this goofy hat if I knew we were over in Europe. If you'd like to do a character in the movie of David, what would it be?
Is that hat all the rage?
Why do you wear costumes? You look silly. You're never going to get a lass to fancy you.
I would probably steal Dana and...
I know. It's a perfect swap.
Yeah, what we do?
You would do Garth because you wouldn't even need to wear a wig. You had the long blonde hair and boyish face. Can I see the teeth?
No.
Say pretty unween.
Pretty unwee.
And I would do Joe Dirt.
Oh, you want Joe Dirt?
Yeah, hey, I'm Joe Dirt. Yeah. You ever fuck a pig?
Hey, well, I don't know if you saw it. It's not exactly... It's
Fuck a pig gets a laugh in the room because it's not expected.
Get you little squealer, come here.
Come on, ring, ring, ring. No, I do Red Rednecky, the redneck comedian, but I would substitute
you're right.
Joe Dirt. Yeah.
You know, we do your catchphrase when we golf.
Red Rednecky, the redneck the world's worst redneck comedian. You ever crap so big you don't know gonna get down that turlet? Come and get some.
Yeah.
You ever fart so loud you got a dog 2 states away go, what that? Come and get some.
We do
So
say
when
come
you
and
hit
get
it,
some.
you make a putt, you go, come and get some.
We go, come and get some.
How do I make T-shirts? That's my best catchphrase.
No way.
I seriously think "come and get some."
We do
because
need
it's
merch.
positive. It's not negative. Like,
You
but
could have
what
it on
was
a-
Joe Dirt's catchphrase?
Oh, life's a garden,
How would he say it?
Well,
Come on,
he would say what's crapping.
What's crap? Kind of like
What's crapping? God, I can't remember.
It's kind of it's a little
almost
it's a
too
subtle
many.
Southern almost, right?
Yeah.
I want to go. I'm Joe
he's-
Dirt. I'd like to go meet my mama.
Joe Dirt's a nice guy. Joe Dirt's a little Forrest Gumpy.
But what was how Southern was it? It was just sort of subtle. It wasn't super deep, but it was kind of like,
Man, this girl might
I'm-
be your sister. You can't
yeah,
have
I
sex
see. It
with
was
your
that
sister.
guy. It was little Casey Kasem. I'm looking for my mama and my daddy. My name's Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Do you know which way I should go? I already went that way. Are you fucking with
All right,
me?
let's not make it too stupid.
Yeah,
Which way's the dirt road? I gotta go to the
I
creek.
do a character called Dummy Dirt. Hey, I gotta take a crap. How do I do it? I'm Dummy Dirt.
Can you put your finger in my bunghole? Get going?
I went hitchhiking. Next thing I knew, my thumb was in my friend's bunghole. Does that mean I like fellers?
No, thanks for just giving away the whole sequel. Well, that's it. So
Well, we'll
thank
go
you,
out blue and
England,
we'll-
for
For getting us
letting
canceled.
us ruin our reputations
I'd
over
just
there.
like to say we got to start up our nuclear power plants
Michael Caine,
in
Michael
England.
Do it.
Michael Caine. This end of this podcast is not Betty's best. The hat's too funny. It doesn't make any sense. He's changing his costumes every 2 minutes.
Costumes.
The whole thing's gone to crap. And I wouldn't listen to it another time if I were you. And a fly on the wall is not what it's about. I'm Michael Caine. I'm 111.
Is he still around?
Of course.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's good.
Why? Are you offering me a movie? It's a yes. He does a lot of movies. Okay, thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks.
I gotta run.
Thanks for coming. I'm going to stick around
give me
and,
3
and
steps.
check out the elevator of the mansion.
This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman, with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13. Dana, this week is Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, the Chevy Chase.
And you gotta give it up for such an old school OG. First year, only did 1 year. A lot of people don't know that because it was such a powerhouse.
He exploded.
Crushed it. Tall, good looking, funny. Goldie Hawn's. That's just a combo you don't see a lot, you know?
Yes. And so he's got all that credit. And so when he came in, I knew that his sense of humor, because he'd hosted SNL, and he's been very sweet to me over the years, but I knew he likes to say the inappropriate thing. And so he started doing it. So this is not for the faint of heart, this episode. I think it's really funny. Chevy was in full funny form. And so we just all really, really laughed. And his wife, Janie, was there, and his daughter, Kaylee. So I think it ended up being a really good experience.
It's one
for
of the
him.
more interesting ones because it is chaotic. It's he's jumping around. It's just like no one was here. We were just laughing at dinner, just saying stupid things. Some was a little off color and crazy, but remember, it is in the spirit of just we're trying to make each other laugh and be funny.
Yeah. Once I knew that he just wants to say the inappropriate thing with his timing, it's perfect. Yeah. It's like so wrong, it's right. I just started laughing.
And that's what made
Greg,
him famous, and that's what's
and
good.
Heather,
we all had a good time.
We all laughed our ass off, and I think he had a great time.
So if you want to hear one of the OGs, stay tuned. Here he is, Chevy Chase.
Mr. Chase is getting comfortable here on the podcast. He's
I'm not ready.
We brought in a new chair.
Where's Spade? Showering now?
He doesn't know. No, he's he's bathing.
He's bathing. That's
I don't
even
know what
better.
he's doing.
He's in there like this.
David is missing all the best
Come on,
parts.
David. I don't have all day. I've got another interview with Carlton Alphas.
Keep going.
I'm not going to quit on you.
Oh,
Woo-hoo.
that's right. I don't want to ask.
I love the way you typed out your questions.
Well, don't you do it like that? I can't do it
do,
linear because the bubbles. This was guest prep.
Did you say death threat?
Death threat. He
you.
killed a man in Reno in 1977. That's the first line.
The guy was named Skippy. Uh-oh.
Skippy Bloodthirst. Oh.
Skippy. Come on, Dave. We're doing a Skippy thing.
Sometimes he panics when we have a big star on the show.
Well,
David,
how about if you had Skippy on the show?
Skippy dippy dippy.
You know about that, right?
Skip. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
yes. The old taser run around the yard, try to survive trick. Run into the bathroom and.
That's a very good Carson. By the way, you know he's a good friend of mine, and you look nothing like him.
Who? Johnny?
Oh, that's right, Johnny.
Johnny.
Did you know Johnny?
I was on 5 times and then I got blacklisted.
What'd you do?
I did. I was doing it with Phil Hartman. I'm doing Johnny Carson. We were doing the basics, for those of you at home, you're watching a thing called a television, and we're not actually in your living room. It was that kind of stuff. And then at one point, we did one where he didn't know that Susan Day was not still on the Partridge Family. So,
I know either of those.
I know.
Things.
It was like 10 years later. But then on the next Tonight Show, because this Carson fanatic told me, he said, "You see that, Ed? We're senile now." So he would go down the hall yelling, "It's time to go. They're making fun of me now. It's time to go."
He did?
Oh, that's according to Jay Leno. The people go. It doesn't matter.
Fuck.
You were on Carson. Yeah,
that's
okay.
a good Jay.
Well, he just has all this wisdom. You just do it. It doesn't matter.
And so funny. What the fuck?
Chasey's.
Oh, hi, David.
Can we call you Chasey
we
as
just
like a
gonna get
nickname?
lunch.
David Spade has joined the podcast. Chevy and I did a cute
Do I mind if you blow
20
your nose, Dave?
20 up front.
Is this mic about right? Yeah, you're good. Because they seem far away.
We get
beautiful.
the tones.
That's okay. I'll just do this. Nice to have seen
He'll just
you.
need
again.
he'll throw at his lumbar, but we'll hear him.
Did you tell
I'll do
him?
Carson all day.
Lumbar's good.
Lumbar.
Tell him when you saw him at the.
Oh, okay. So if you don't remember this, it doesn't matter. But there's two funny or interesting stories about you and I. I got cast on SNL with auditioning. I go to Lauren's house in August.
Are we taping?
Yeah.
We're always taping. We've been taping the last 20 minutes. We're
Oh,
almost.
I'm sorry. Does that hurt?
We're almost done.
We can say whatever. we want.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Okay, say it again.
God, that little bitch. Okay. So 86, I get cast on SNL. I'm not on the show yet, and I'm at Lauren's house in August. We go to a Yankees game. I'm with you. Tyson is sitting away from us. You go, let's go meet the champ. And we walked through the audience, and they were just, Chevy, going crazy. And then we met Tyson. And he goes, hey, Chevy Tyson. Oh, I'm sorry, now I'm doing Jay Leno. Fuck!
Mike Leno.
They're both the same, really.
They're kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, I know you, but I don't even know who that guy is. But you introduced me to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Do you remember that? You don't have to.
Let me just think.
No.
Nope. No, don't remember.
Okay, here's my second
I
one.
like this little goofy
Only you
motherfucker.
witnessed this, Chevy. You, me, and Lauren, Paul and Linda came over that in August, and A. Whitney Brown, a comedian, was there with us.
Everybody.
McCartney.
Paul.
Oh, that guy.
That guy,
Paul.
McCartney. I just want to see if you remember what Whitney said. So McCartney's kind of sheepishly plays a song that is not out. He just recorded it,
Yeah.
and he plays it for us, and we're listening to his song, and then it ends, and there's a pause, and Whitney said, just like this, reminds me of Julian Lennon. And Paul never forgot it.
Well, that's one of you.
Julian
Lennon. To say that to Paul.
Well,
that's all I got.
Is there Kleenex or something in here? What is
Is that
this
what you
thing?
need? That's supposed to be the name of the thing.
Would you like a
Supposed to be
Tic
what?
Tac?
It's supposed to be the name of the show, but it looks like a lunchbox.
No, why? Am I breathing?
No, not at all. I just feel like you're good with props. Here's the key to the cellar.
He's a prop guy.
There's the
happen to be
keys.
good with
keys.
props.
That's where I keep her.
What's this one?
Keys to the
where-
cellar
Did you say that?
where I keep the people.
You know,
I'm sorry. Look, there's no chance that you're going to speak. This guy is unfucking believable.
We planned that I would start it, but I'm going to be very quiet right now.
No.
All right. Now, which one of you is Dana?
Let's just get that out of the way right
I-
up front.
I'm Chevy.
found him.
You're David. He's Dana.
Chevy
So-
is a legendary comic. I don't use that lightly. Grew up on all these movies, watched it your whole time. Unbelievable. There was it said here you started the National Lampoon Radio Hour. Is that what it's called? The Radio Hour? I didn't really even know.
Radio Hour, yes. It was called the Radio Hour.
What was the Radio Hour?
Radio Hour.
What was that?
That's a tough
Ray
one.
Hour?
Look,
It's a Ray Hour.
we can get you a cocktail if it'll make you better.
Wait a fucking second.
I would mention Foster Brooks if our crowd wasn't 5 to 7 year olds. So let me think.
Foster Brooks.
Remember Foster Brooks?
Let me just think back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I try not to do those.
Did he die?
references.
Or is many of him alive? What?
He died of fake alcoholism.
He's with Walt Disney. They froze him and took his head and put it in a tomb.
So that National Lampoon Radio Hour, is that, because I didn't even know about that, but a lot of people came on to SNL from that.
That was O'Donoghue's
Okay.
thing. Michael
Right.
O'Donoghue.
Who wound up being a writer on SNL.
The most incredible guy, really funny. He was just the best writer in the world.
He's mentioned a lot on this podcast, but it's interesting to hear you.
Oh yeah, no, he was. In fact, he was a little bit fastidious. He had in his tiny office. You remember the offices?
Oh yeah, just like college dorms. Yeah,
Excuse me.
You fanning yourself?
we could get the air down. I like it cool. I have rosacea. That's another.
So he would have. That's nice.
You'll see later.
Oh, sure. Fuck me over.
I'll have a pink flow. But
Just
anyway,
because I have it.
so you
No, wait. On this wall. On his corkboard.
got it.
He'd have ideas.
Right.
And he was very, as I say, in caps, each little thing he'd do. Mm-hmm. And I'd go in there when he wasn't in there and just move those things just about an inch to the right.
Oh no, doesn't like that.
And he comes.
That sounds like
This is his.
college shenanigans.
Yep.
So you started as a writer. So you had Michael. Who else was writing with you when you first, Lauren?
Lauren. Thank you. That's it. No.
Well, you had,
Dare I say Alan Zweibel, who never wrote anything. What? Danny Aykroyd.
Well, Danny, yeah.
Oh, of course. And Al Franken and Tom Davis were there then in the beginning.
So.
Did you kind of put that writing staff together or with Lauren kind of?
No, I just did it. Not Lauren. No.
So Zweibel didn't
All
write
Lauren
anything.
did was pay me big.
Well, you were in this National Lampoon Radio Hour with a couple of these guys, and so Lauren kind of went there to pluck some of those writers and performers off of that. It was radio sketches. Is that what it was?
What's the question?
What was the radio hour? What were you guys doing? Bits or what were you doing?
Yeah, very funny shit. And let's see, Billy Murray was on it.
Yeah.
And then, I think he killed somebody. And then,
Right. I got
you know
buried.
Billy Murray, don't you?
Oh yeah, he's an Irish. You wouldn't want to. Yeah, he's a tough
Irish guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's.
I saw him take somebody by their feet and slam them on the floor. No, okay. Anyway,
How did Martin Short take that?
right, exactly.
He's
Billy,
wily too.
I have to say I love him, but he's a strange fellow, Billy.
You guys were magic together. We'll talk about that later.
That's right.
And
About
and
an hour and a half
Caddyshack.
from now.
Yes, we do have cookies and milk and a little nap halfway through.
Yeah.
For David.
Dane and I are getting up there.
I'm getting a foot massage.
So you get
right
on
now.
that.
That's okay. I don't want anything to drink.
They pluck you guys off. They put you on. You got.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
You got some great, sir.
I got it.
See,
What have I done?
well, you're just always
That's funny.
practicing your art.
No, that was a good one, actually.
You were that way when I met you in '86. You would just do. I remember you trying to put a pizza box into a little garbage can. No one was watching. And I go, he's doing Buster Keaton. You couldn't put it in. You folded it. You looked around. I mean, it's really interesting. I was watching
It
you
makes
work.
sense.
Yeah, that you're just always practicing.
Yes, I heard a story. Is this true? When you met Goldie Hawn at Paramount, she had a crocheted handbag on, and when you walked in, you didn't say hi. You just went up and put your hand under the bag and said, "Cough, please."
Yes, that is true. Janie's going.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
Oh, Janie's here, Jevy's wife.
Just had dinner with Goldie.
That's
and
right.
She
Isn't that funny?
But I just said cough, not cough, please.
Yes, you know what? You're
See
right.
the difference?
The timing.
I'll just
cough.
talk to
It's-
him then.
Yeah,
No, you know what?
you
It's
have a
true.
choice.
She said it was cough, and I added please to help the
I
crowd
know.
at home.
That's so nice
You know,
of
you did it right,
Thank
and
you.
I should not tweak it. 100%.
So when you first met Goldie, like you're going to do a movie with her, did you just know right away the chemistry? Foul Play was the first one, right? Was that the first time you met her? When you-
Borked her.
What?
Anyway,
Borked her?
I'm
we're
sorry.
gonna
What was that?
let's roll a clip.
We have
Don't
editing
allow that in.
capability.
Cut there. I
Don't
wanna
worry.
cut.
You-
okay.
you-
And the question was,
Did you?
He's backing up. I know you're kidding.
I don't know. I'm interested in the people you met in the 70s that kind of just immediately impressed you. Obviously,
well, she was,
yeah.
yeah, she was beautiful, and
charming, funny,
charming,
funny.
yeah, funny, sort of funny.
Well,
We
you
just
were-
had dinner with her recently.
Yeah.
And is she
She's dead now.
was it because
2 days
was
later?
something she ate?
No, she's looks the same. It's amazing. This is many years later. She looks great and seems great.
She was the bubbly sort of airhead on Laugh-In, and then she became
Yeah.
this big movie star and movie producer.
And now she knows half the alphabet.
I don't know. I'm either punchy
like
or
it.
everything you say is killing me.
So you go
Anyway.
do what? Foul Play, which
She's
is
already sick of it. Look,
no. I like it. I
so
just
she's
I love it. Janie, is this how this people ask my wife? Is he like this all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
It's exhausting.
I love it. Funny is funny. So enough about you. What do you think of David and I?
What happened now?
I don't know.
I'm just smelling my mic. Doesn't everybody do that? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, here you can.
I'll
Okay,
read
let me
you. He
just
has
see.
perfect
Can you
pitch.
read those?
You can
I
sing.
made some
this
notes.
is too much.
All right.
I can't read that.
Who was more talented, Dan Aykroyd or
Pick anybody.
Goldie Hawn?
No, Danny was the resident genius,
Yes,
as I like
for
to
sure.
say, of SNL. And when I say that, I think of Danny like holding a painting, just sitting like off to the stage right or something with a painting and talking about it. Yeah. And really beautiful, everything in it is great. Look at the rock and the way the trees are. And there's a naked woman in the middle of it. He never mentions. So he's, like this and that. And you're just going. I mean, I just, by the way, did a picture with him about a few weeks ago up in Canada. Mm-hmm. He's great. He's the best.
There's something about him. He's so
naturally
likable.
funny and doesn't try. He's just naturally funny.
We had Phil Hartman,
Unlike yourselves.
was sort of a doppelganger.
I try hard.
I'm sorry. What did I say?
I love it. We had Phil Hartman was kind of like that. He would get into the specs of an Evinrude motor way more than show business and his plane and his boat and just a hobbyist like Dan.
I miss him. He was
We all
great,
do.
Phil.
Yeah.
What did he die of? I forgot.
It's a long story. We'll
That's good
save
enough.
that for part 2.
Bullets. Yeah.
Love.
Well, yeah.
Oh boy, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah,
Boy.
yeah.
Heavens to Betsy.
That was a rough one.
So Danny's the genius. Michael's the best writer. Mm-hmm. And you're friends with Paul Simon. He's pretty good.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul
great.
Simon.
The shorter one.
I don't know how he's coming up.
Come on, Paul.
It's like Stuart
Sing
Little.
a little tutu.
He's doing a Stuart Little on the show. But that first year, you're loaded up. You fucking go out there and crush it. You're on SNL. It's great. Can't get any huger. Cover Time magazine said you're the funniest guy in America. And
What? Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear that one?
Christ.
You,
Really?
Maybe it
what
was
I
Penny
gather,
Saver.
you blew up on that show.
Yeah.
First year. You,
I guess so. Yeah.
yeah.
Would you like to see my cock?
That's 3 questions
I
from
don't know
now.
how-
Again?
I'm sorry. So sorry.
Hey, I said again. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
getting
good.
used to your frequency. Again. We got it's like, would you like to see my cock?
As
Is
long
my
as-
new favorite line. We've done 60 episodes, some 200 hours, and that's my singular
That's it.
favorite
That's it.
line. Chevy Chase, would you like to see my cock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might do good with
that's
your. He's got merch. If you
That's
have merch,
so-
that's a good one.
Well,
Let's
that's a good
merch.
You need merch.
Merchandise. We put it
Janie,
on a
listen to
T-shirt. We
this.
monetize it. Chevy Chase, would you like to see my cock? We sell it and give you a little bit.
No, I'm telling you, you could do merch. You could do T-shirts that just say,
What about this?
"Is that yours?"
Okay, it says
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
I made it up.
Okay, good.
Jesus Farmers.
That's what his shirt says.
We're looking to sell billions of them.
Well,
Because,
what's it
look,
about to you?
Nothing. It's just
Oh,
shit.
okay. It's just juxtaposing 2 words that don't. Yeah, Jesus
In a
Farmers.
sense, yes.
Yes.
I don't know if you have time to explain it to everyone.
Big
that
eyes,
walks by.
leaning forward. I'll do the play-by-play for the
Okay.
audience.
You could have a shirt that just says, "This is crazy. This is crazy."
Anyway, so
No, you have to
Oh, is that
answer. You have to answer one question this hour.
okay.
That's merch, guys. Scribble these down. This
Chevy
is
held
crazy.
his hat over his
I'm
eyes and
telling you.
pretended that then David was
What are
revealed.
you describing it?
I think it's funny,
I thought
and I
this was
wanna-
being filmed.
We're
No,
filming
it's not.
it, and
It's
it's
not,
going to be a
actually.
Broadway show. Unfortunately, you're being played by John Hamm.
I don't know.
on an apple box.
I think I know who that is. And somebody mentioned that we looked alike or something.
Well, he just did
Fletch.
Fletch. He did a remake.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm ripping my notes into confetti, but I will try a few more. Hold on.
That was good.
Love Spies Like Us. I'm just going to say
You're
things
just
I
going to
like.
jump around. Or
The buddy movies are unreal. There's too many to mention, but Obviously, how many vacations did you do? Not we. Did you?
17.
17.
8
It
movies.
feels like it.
8 movies and 9 actual vacations, right, Janie? How many vacations? No,
4
4 movies, but how many if you add your vacation?
Yeah, let's
You
ask
have
Janie.
that backwards. It's
Whatever happened to Randy Quaid?
4 vacations. Randy Quaid?
Yeah, well, what's he up to?
Well, he lives in a prison. No,
I'm just kidding. I
no,
don't know.
he's wonderful.
He's an eccentric. He was
lives
great.
with his wife. Is Canada, Nathan? I just spoke to him. Yeah. Unfortunately, now I can speak
Yes.
to Randy. You see, I called Randy. I hadn't spoken to him in 40 years or something, and I just couldn't. I wanted to call him and talk.
Yeah.
Chevy, nice, and I lied about that. We're going to do another vacation.
Oh my God, he must have shit
Yeah,
his
what could I
pants.
say to him?
How did
It's-
you?
I
couch
called out
it?
of the blue, and you haven't done shit.
Yeah.
That's not right. So I lied, and I'm sorry, Randy.
Oh my God.
So
We
you
might do another vacation.
He's doing an episode of Doomsday Preppers right now.
Doomsday Preppers.
That's where they,
Well,
that's
what
where
he
they
said.
live in a
He's
bunker.
the
and wait.
president of Montana Freeman, I think.
Oh, Doomsday Pepper's Farm.
Hey man,
Okay.
they're listening in.
Nice.
Next, okay.
Next. Keep going.
I
That was
want
a
to
good
talk
one.
about Three Amigos because
Yes.
Martin Short and Steve Martin and you
Yeah.
were so likable. And when that movie, I told Lauren that it's gotten shinier and brighter.
He what? Yeah.
Well, it was
Okay.
it was a hit, but then now it's like a cult thing. They don't make kind of funny movies anymore. Have you noticed
Right.
that? Just
I
those
noticed.
type of just funny.
Yes.
But what do you think of Martin Short? Is he talented, or what do you think? I'm
So
kidding.
damn funny.
He's maybe the funniest. He's
I
up
know.
there.
I know.
Yeah. Is that some kind of
That's how big his dick
That's
is.
phallic
it.
reference?
That's all I can say.
Chevy, hold.
Well, it's 3 guys, different senses of humor, jammed in a movie. It's got to take some finessing to make it work. It worked great.
It was amazing. Remember your chapstick moment? That was on the horse.
Yeah.
You made
That
such.
was winged.
Oh, for sure.
You could tell.
For sure.
Yeah.
First, there's what? Marty has sand coming out of his mouth.
Yes. He spits the sand.
I don't know what Steve had.
I don't know. His water was gone or something.
Yeah. And then I'm there like,
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
showering.
my horse.
It was-
Hideous.
yeah, it's great. Like a silent film.
I love that scene. But I think, one of my favorite things is, do you have anything besides Mexican food
Yes.
in the restaurant in Santa Poco or where the fuck we were?
Where were you? Where did you shoot it?
New Mexico? I don't know.
Mexico.
Arizona? Oh, in
Arizona.
Mexico.
No, New Mexico.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Only you would know that, sweetie. My
Where did-
wife, Janie Chase.
We're turning it into the interview
Oh.
with her because
It's
she's
fun to. We haven't had a
Why not?
spouse
Clear
here who
answers.
can speak
Why
truth to
not?
power
Yeah.
about everything. I remember Lauren saying, I think it was John Landis. He was like frustrated with the cut. And he always refers to comedians as the monkeys. It's great to shoot all the townspeople, but you should really spend some time on the monkeys. And that was you,
nice.
you 3. But he says that to all of us.
Oh.
We're the monkeys. Here's something that Lauren,
Lauren said monkeys.
Did Lauren ever say this to you, Chevy? Because Lauren has a way of like taking big issues and making them. You said about funny people, and there's funny people, and he says there's only 900 of us on the planet, and it was such a perfect
900.
I know it was such a funny specific number that I kind of went, did he
And he
figure
meant it.
Did he figure it out? There's 3 in Portugal. There's 7 in
less in Russia.
Ukraine has maybe a mime now because the president is a monkey.
That's right.
Oh, you mean a comedian? Right. Okay. Sorry. We love Lauren.
I don't want to do anymore. You're too funny.
No,
No.
you're making me funny because you're funny.
He's unpleasant, but you're funny.
I know my place.
Well, I'm going to write that down. You're funny on a T-shirt.
And
The cock one and
David's unpleasant.
I'm going to ask a normal question. Did you meet Lauren in line at a Monty Python movie? If so, which one?
good.
I did. Would you suck your straw again that way?
I know. I'm trying to get everyone worked
This is
up.
what he
Because
did.
Chevy's not wearing any pants.
Oh shit! You're right.
Was it Holy Grail?
Yes. Yeah, it was, and I remember Lauren.
Can I cut in?
Actually, I don't remember him. I'm sorry.
Did he cut in line, or did you actually? You were.
Did you plan that ahead of time, or did it happen live in real time?
See, that's me.
I remember Lauren. and
That's
then
why
long
you guys
pause.
never got this far.
No.
We didn't.
Wait!
I looked at your 19 hit movies
Jesus.
and your,
Oh,
your
yeah.
Academy
I
Award.
I cannot argue that.
We
It's
cannot argue
unbelievable.
your IMBD. Is that what they call it? You are legendary. And I told him when we came through the door that it was.
Does
him
this
and-
bother you?
Chevy,
Wait.
Chevy has his face up on the side of
this
the
bother
mic.
Chevy's doing a handstand.
I'm loving this. Hosted SNL 8 times and had 4 vacation movies. Discuss.
I did not host it 8 times.
You didn't? Fucking Wikipedia. 5? You're the 5.
No, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because Lauren, that prick, Lauren, I needed to host it. I hadn't been seen much, and I was getting closer to death.
Sure.
And
Are you alive?
no. And,
This is a hologram.
I asked him. He said, "Chevy, you've hosted it 5 times." Like,
Like that's
well,
enough?
fuck you and your big mouth. I mean, what? Come on. I could have hosted it 6.
Keep going. Yeah.
And you stalled out at 5?
That was it.
And now you're in the 5-timers club.
Yep.
I've only hosted at 3. David?
2.
2. There's no club for us.
Well, that's 5 together if you do together.
Okay. We should come together. That'll be the next shtick.
Come
on the,
together.
On the
Yeah.
50th.
Chevy is a
Right, no.
first ballot Hall of Famer, but I'm going to try to get
Like
some
you
votes.
start as
for
you're all,
SNL.
you
What
start
was
with
the
Dan
Hall of Fame?
Aykroyd.
What?
It means on SNL, you're just obviously right in the Hall of Fame of SNL, no matter what.
We think in sports. Do you like sports,
No
Chevy?
arguments.
Huh?
We think of sports metaphors. Do you like sports?
Are you a sports guy?
Like what? You're my starting
Did
5.
you say spores?
Spores.
Janie?
I like
Janie.
spores.
Janie, get in here.
Maybe Janie should pull up a chair and just sort of.
Another way to put it:
You want to get Janie down here?
if you're creating a sketch team for a television show, I would
yeah.
start with you
Yeah.
at Update, and I would put Dan Aykroyd in there, and Bill Murray, and basically the whole first cast.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Well, he wasn't in the first Billy.
Billy came a little later.
Yeah,
did
he was
like
in
3
I
years.
think he's from.
Replaced.
He was in Chicago, killing people.
Oh, he.
Right, Billy, because you're both 6'4". Lauren, we'd like someone as tall as Chevy, and then they brought in Bill. You're both giants.
Yeah,
Now,
Yeah.
Gilda Radner, she's just a magic person on
I
camera.
know. Is
Yeah.
she still around?
That's all right.
It's okay.
Come on, it's pretty bad.
that's pretty
It's pretty
tame.
bad.
No.
No, I loved Gilda.
I've said things privately that would make your hair stand.
Apparently, I'm not being private.
Exactly.
This is
That's
going.
where the microphone
This is our
comes
first
in.
live podcast. It's all over Europe and
It's
East Asia.
out. Everything's out there.
No, anything could be
No.
cut, so you can say anything.
Yeah. Who are your favorite SNL people? Do you over the years? I know you
Gilda
probably don't
is
watch.
one.
Gilda for sure. Yeah.
Danny, John, even though, and he's dead.
Phil, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
God, that
Who would
was,
you put
wasn't
in
that the worst thing in the world? John dying.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was a tough one.
Janie and I were in our house out here,
Yes.
an earlier house. Mm-hmm. It was on the door, and you're not supposed to really actually get into the area because other people live here. Anyway, I opened the door and there's like 8 journalists. Chevy, what do you think about John dying? I mean,
No.
it was hideous.
Yeah.
That's how you found out.
I said, "Great." No, it literally just blew our minds
Yeah.
to hear. On the other hand, it wasn't that surprising given his proclivities and may I say propensities. And now, pigtail.
And peculiar picadillos. I was trying to think. Words.
Picadillo.
Picadillos.
Picadillos.
Yes. Well, we're a family on Saturday Night Live. We're all connected. And
Don't you wish?
I'm not that I was looking, but what is your rank on the all-time? Are you on the top 5? Like Rolling Stone did something. Did you check your number? I think I was 9.
I think I was 10.
10, right behind me.
I think you
No
you beat me
fucking
out.
way. This little
I'm gonna
prick.
write that down.
Wait a minute. Was
No,
I
I doubt
10?
it.
Janie, do we remember seeing this? We don't read.
There were lots of polls. That was just. I remember Steve Martin saying they just throw it up against a wall.
I think Jan Winter was 2.
They also do polls with some people out of order, so people argue about it.
Okay.
That's what I've found in my travels. Oh yeah, I got a question for Chevy.
Oh, you do this, both of you, right?
We do.
I keep thinking I have hair. So I'm doing
You
this
keep
all the
rubbing
time.
it.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
It's starting to come in.
I dropped my. You. No, this morning I was in the bathroom doing this. And I'm showing Janie, this is what I do.
Just balance it. That's not a bad
I had
idea.
hair
Yeah,
once, but now I'm
dude,
just,
you're a movie
Well, that's
star.
what Jerry Seinfeld said to Lauren. He goes, "I had hair when I needed it, like during the sitcom, and then he lost it all.
Like right
not
after.
lost it, basically at 50. But as soon when he was on the sitcom, I had it when he needed it. When you had it when you needed
I
it.
got it. But what's he doing now, Jerry Seinfeld?
Counting his money. No. He likes to do stand up.
I saw him the other night
he
at the,
worked on a
Improv.
Pop-Tart bit for 5 years, and now he's making an animated. I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
Yeah, he is the most scientific, and if you're around him and he hasn't done his hour alone in a room with his comedy notes, he starts getting anxious.
Really?
I've got to get to my notes.
I hope
Well,
he's
he-
not listening.
It took him a while
No,
to
he's
crack
brilliant.
that Pop-Tart
Watching
bit.
this.
He's one of the best.
He cracked the code in that
Sure,
bit.
now he's one of the best.
No, Jerry's one of the best. I saw him 2 weeks ago. We were at the Improv, and he came in, did a set. Great, wall to wall. He goes, "I'm trying new stuff," and didn't seem new. It was so good. He knows.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. Chevy, we can take. Don't worry, my parts will be cut out
Sounds
later.
like Julian Lennon.
No, this is a compliment. You were on the Tonight Show, huge star, and then you were maybe you guest hosted. Would you ever want to have been the host of the Tonight Show after Johnny left, or no?
Oh, no.
Because they said that you were one of their favorite.
No, I think people wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just think of who wrote it.
And then people like me read it.
Truman
I'm
Capote.
fucked. I can't remember.
It was
No, let me
Truman
see.
Capote.
It was
Oh, NBC executives referred to you as the first potential successor. But it seems like you were doing so many movies you wouldn't want to do that. Like, of course. But that was a huge compliment to say you'd be the best to take over.
I guess so. Who said it?
I don't
Ed
know. I'm just
McMahon.
making shit up at this
Thank
point.
you. Thank you very much, Ed.
You are
also-
correct.
Can you do Ed, too? No.
No, sir. Not really. Phil Hartman or Dan Aykroyd did the best
Yeah.
Ed. He did.
He did a good Ed.
He did a
McMahon.
great Ed, and every time he spoke, it was funny. And Johnny just set him up.
Oh, God.
Because Johnny's references were not very current.
he goes-
You know, reminds me of the old Pall Mall cigarettes. Old reference, lost on younger.
Oh, Pell Mell.
Pall Mall.
Reminds
Pall
me of the
Mall.
old Pell Mell cigarettes. Where?
I
Did
don't
you
know where
just
that
make
came-
that up now?
Yeah,
Do you like them?
I like Dana.
I like David.
Let's
I like
move on.
you, Chevy,
Yeah.
more than I like David at this point.
We're trying to win
You're
you over, but
festive.
we're running out of time.
No, we've won. He's won me over. You hosted the Academy Awards
Whoa.
twice.
Yeah.
A lot of work or fun? You all right?
Oh, sorry. No, it's
I just
not
heard
work-
your sciatica pop.
The honest thing is,
Go ahead.
it's fun. You know, you don't have to do shit really. You just come out. Everybody who has
Applauds.
to like announce what the next and
Yeah.
the screenplay and you know that shit. They're all fucking crazy, scared, and that they won't get their lines right that are right there, fucking right. And for me, I don't have to have that. I just have to be me, as it were. I think the very first one I hosted, Jack Nicholson was
He was
sitting
always
in the front
there.
row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And first,
What'd you say?
first thing as I came back, the first thing I said was, "Quiet down, Jack." Just mindless. But then the camera's on him, you know. It's,
Right. Well, I think if you were having fun, it's going to translate.
Yeah.
Pryor and I did it together.
Together. Oh,
remember?
that's great.
Yeah, and he went out before me the mic. He said, this was the first thing he said. No black man has ever won anything.
Love Richard.
Isn't that brilliant?
Oh,
Anything.
Oh, they had that famous sketch. Well, it was first year, famous sketch with you and Pryor,
Oh, that one.
the job interview. It's great.
that was
One of the
very,
best.
very adult.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
We all know the sketch. We don't have to say anything else. Okay.
Thanks a lot, tick face.
Well, I said it was great. I think we can't
I'll
talk
go
about it
for
that
it because
much.
we have editing capabilities at all times.
The ticks on his face.
Ticks on us.
No, don't look at your watch,
No,
Chevy.
yeah, I thought he was coming down to say.
No, you have 3.5
I could
more
tell a
hours.
Richard Pryor story, but I don't
Oh,
know
go
if I
ahead.
want to take Chevy's
Please.
From
time.
moving.
Do.
I'll say it as fast as I can.
I
was
read from moving, by the way.
No, before that, I was a waiter at the Holiday Inn, and I waited on Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Because he was playing this theater. And I brought him a Denver omelet. And when I took it away, I was very nervous. He looked at me and said, "Whoever made that omelet can suck my dick." And I never knew if that was a positive or a negative. It could have gone either way. 10 years later, I'm in a movie with Richard moving, and I had to know. So at lunchtime, I'm sitting next to Richard. I took a bite of a cheeseburger, and I said, "Whoever made this cheeseburger can suck my dick." And he goes, "You must like that cheeseburger."
Oh, boy.
That was the Richard Pryor bit.
I like it.
Yeah, there's a little math to it.
Dean, I'm sorry, but you should work on the voice for Richard.
Well, I haven't done it in a while. It's a substitute voice for now. Hi, I'm Richard Pryor.
I remember Richard doing the show, hosting, first time. Mm-hmm. Like the second host, I think, maybe. Second show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. No, anyway.
Applause for
that's
accurate facts.
Well, what did you think when you first saw
Well, wait,
him?
I'm trying to remember why I started that. Now
Well, I
You just
was
want to
doing my-
brag
I
that you
did
remember
remember
he
I
hosted
have
the
a little
show.
pain in my heart.
That's all right.
It's okay.
He's on the
Chevy
floor.
is oxygen.
No, was
I'm waiting.
Richard and
Janie, please.
Okay, do you have it? Are
Yeah.
you going to remember? Okay.
Yeah.
I should have told you guys this ahead of time. February last year, Chevy had heart failure
Cool.
and was on.
Cool.
Well, I'm channeling you now.
I never
Applause.
noticed it.
Basically, he was rather out of it for a while. And
Oh.
So he lost some memories. They're kind of coming back. But,
Okay.
things like when you ask.
Why don't you share this with them
Before that.
and the radio world?
So
It seems like your memory is pretty come back at this point to me.
it's-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It's
But
better and better. But
I'm
just so you know.
Sorry about heart failure.
sorry.
That
Like
must.
that he did
I'm here with David Spade and Dana Andrews.
Oh, right. Well,
Dane Andrews. I was named after him.
Well, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So Richard,
yes. See?
he's trying to.
You got us back on track. Look at that.
Yeah, he's trying to compare white people and black people. It's like a stand-up. And he says, white people get all red like that if they see a snake. They get all frightened and jump away. Black people just go, snake. It was great.
Well, it's just his timing.
Snake.
Yeah. He's
I love him.
he's the best stand-up.
Yeah.
I think his Long Beach special was just phenomenal. Anyway, David,
Any favorite? You're friends with Norm? You were friends with Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
He's a good update guy. He was great, right?
Oh, he's just great. Yeah.
Yeah, he does great
I
shit.
thought he did it. Yeah. I didn't think anybody else did it very well, but I thought he did brilliant.
Yeah, he pushed it
'cause
pretty far.
He just went right for the dirt.
Yeah, he went for the jugular every time, which
Yeah, there weren't any. It's like I did it because I was interested in politics. I read the New York Times. Not him. He just goes and just throws like a dirty word in there or something. It's
yeah,
fuck
this
my
is very dangerous
goddamn
studio.
nail.
yeah, he did a lot of that OJ stuff. You have a classic Norm?
Oh,
It was always some turn by Norm, but he probably was influenced by you as far as being
Sure, everybody was.
dangerous or being edgy or.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, after you doing update, that's not the one to beat, but it's like that's so good. You go, how do I do it where I don't look so pale in comparison?
Well, it was the first one, so people do compare that.
Yeah.
And yeah, but really, it was the best by far. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was that our best question?
I'll tell you a quick joke I heard from Norm on
Good. Norm is always fun. With
this
David.
Norm joke where he goes, my wife, first of all, he's not married. My wife was in a coma and I'm waiting in the waiting room. The
Was
doctor.
in a coma?
This is Norm's fake
Yeah,
wife.
yeah,
He goes, I like your good audience in a
Oh,
coma.
you did say coma,
Yeah.
didn't you?
So the wife's in a coma. The doctor says, Norm goes, anything I can do? And he goes, well, we found an unorthodox way, some way to get her awake. Oral sex might help. And he goes, oh, yeah? And he goes, well, if you want to. And he goes, yeah, I'll do it. So he goes in there and he comes out and he goes, Doc, it's been 5 minutes and she's choking.
Yeah, that's Norm. That's Norm.
That's a good
Macdonald.
Norm, yeah. I think he told that to like Conan. Everyone's like, oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
you know, they,
Yeah,
what-
that guy. Conan just. Okay, next.
Conan.
Is that the redheaded guy?
Yes, I
he's
think-
he's very ginger and he's very tall.
He is tall.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Conan. How are you?
Oh, he's shorter than you?
I have no say. I have no idea.
Look at Dana and I are fighting it out down here at 5.
Sorry, my wife's looking at me.
Taller than you.
Divorce me.
She's like,
Well-
I did. You forgot.
Fly on the Wall is taking a turn for. This is very interesting.
She's taking a turn.
Janie, his wife, and now he are engaging in friendly romantic banter.
I got a real question. Did you ever write a script? You're a very funny guy. Did you ever just write a whole one?
No.
Okay, Dana.
I
you
wrote,
sat
I
and
wrote
you-
many beginnings and stuff, and thoughts. Lots.
Yeah.
I got a lot. I wrote every day, but I just couldn't bring myself to writing a whole script.
You probably punch up a lot on the set, though, or add jokes. That's probably.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said you probably punch up when
Dana,
you're on a set.
we-
Dana,
oh,
you
oh,
ask
I'm
him this
sorry.
When
Go
you're
ahead.
filming on
Ask
the
him if he
set,
punches up.
you probably improvise a lot, punch
Yeah.
up stuff a lot. They probably give you the script ahead of time, like Fletch, and you go, "Not that. I'll do this." That's what I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good assumption.
You might be a genius. I'm not.
I don't think so.
It's
That's nice of you to
possible,
say.
though. I
Nice
know
of you
I'm
to
not.
say.
Yeah.
How long of a shoot was? How long was Caddyshack? Everyone's favorite movie from growing up.
How long was it?
Well, how long take you guys? Just was it a short
long was
shoot, like 3
Caddyshack?
or 4 weeks?
What the time?
What's
How
the
When you
long
question?
was
shot,
the
when you
shoot?
shot it, yeah, when you shot.
Oh, because I was going to say about an hour and a half.
it. Yeah. You know what's
Sure,
funny?
How long was Caddyshack? Thank you, Dave.
No, what is the running time of Fletch? These are my questions.
He
What did
was
you
a
say?
chess champion. He's into numbers.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy he was an actual state chess champion.
Is that true?
He's into
I
math.
was,
Yeah.
but the smartness has gone away.
King to pawns, knight 4, whatever it is.
What do the pawns do?
The pawn.
Pawns
That's a great
do-
question.
That's like David and I here right now.
Okay, excellent.
Can
Next.
I give you a compliment or as a question?
Are you kidding?
Yes.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Cannot wait.
I always tell people about because I was watching Caddyshack, and so you and Billy Murray are doing a thing where you're golfing. I think going through the thing.
Yeah.
Bill Murray is in his gopher guy. He's got the funny mouth. He's got the overtly
You have a pool, don't you?
funny character, right?
Yeah.
You play it so Buster Keaton. Your face
So
is
straight.
so straight that you more than hold your own in that scene. And I always go, because I'm always out there dancing and mugging and pushing. You just went nothing and
Yeah.
created this incredible comedic dance with Bill Murray. Now you talk.
Go. Go.
Who?
Chevy is wiping a tear. No, but
Done.
do people mention that scene in
no,
your style of silent film comedy when you want to do
Well,
it?
we did wing it. By the way, and it was in Bill's caddy
Yeah.
shack.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah.
When we first shot it, when we were ready to go, Bill had put on the wall there like 8 pictures of naked women, like with their legs spread, from Hustler or something. And Landis says, I don't think so. And so Bill just collected them all, just one underneath, one of, I don't know, a girl like this or something, maybe like this. Anyway, so we start going, and he's just trying to get me the whole time to crack me up.
Sure.
And he goes, "You have a pool, don't you?"
You know.
we have a pool and a pond. Pond would be good for you.
Yeah.
And if you look at this film, he never cracks, right?
Yeah.
In that one, he went just a little bit.
Just a teeny bit? I'm going to look at that
Oh, it's a
tonight.
beauty.
I love it.
You'll see it.
Was that like kind of a tracking shot? How long would they let you guys go before they'd yell cut? Did they just follow you?
I don't know.
It seemed very spontaneous.
I think it couldn't have been just one shot. I think they covered each
Yeah.
of us, so I think it was cut.
But they're
Anyway.
smart to keep that because that's probably maybe on a wide shot or maybe your side, and then they just go that we got to keep that one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
Because
What's your name again?
I'm DS David Spade. SNL
What's your
90
handle?
to 96.
You're on Instagram? What's your
What's
handle?
your handle?
Okay,
That's good.
Chevy.
Give him one more. We won't beat him up too bad.
Well, I'll just do.
What about Dream Roll?
I've got your dream role. Did you ever aspire? Did you get to do something dramatic and try to get an Academy Award?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Did you get it? We didn't. I don't read the papers.
They don't give them for comedy,
They do not.
and apparently I'm not going to do any more movies, so my chance it's fucked.
I remember when.
I'd like to get an Academy Award
Right.
because I can put it there with my Emmys.
Yes.
Do you have Emmys?
All awards are good.
Oh yeah, you got Emmys the first
Whoops.
I have 3 Emmys.
Whoops.
One for writing, and another one for writing.
Writing
and an
and
acting
writing.
one.
Yes.
year. Is that all SNL first year?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
By the way, the only year I was on.
Yeah. And then you
What are
hosted.
you and Janie? Do you and Janie? Because my wife and I bond. There's so much television, I know, but we watch these live streaming shows together at night. Chevy has got something in his ear. Do you guys? What do you guys? Did you watch The Crown? What do you watch?
Well,
Well, you did.
Did you watch Dahmer on Netflix? No, I'm kidding. No, but what do you
What?
watch?
No, I went with them. What do you mean? Did I watch it?
I have 2 older brothers, and my
Mm-hmm.
oldest brother has been staying with us. And he and Chevy just watched Breaking Bad all the way.
Oh, what a treat!
And then they listened to the new Thriller album by Michael.
Yeah.
What a dork.
Finally. Hey, got one.
But Breaking Bad was brilliant. That's cool. My wife can't watch. She didn't like. She likes kind of more gentle ones.
He and I don't always like the same things.
Right.
So it's great to have my brother there.
Mm-hmm.
Because
To bridge
Because
the
I can
gap.
have sex with him, too.
It's a good one. He's just warming up. That's the funny part. You're getting funnier as this podcast goes on. Come in. Hello, operator. Is Chevy sister?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no, I'm not. You've got me sillier than I've ever been. So, okay, you watched Breaking Bad, but Janie, Chevy, can I talk to her for a second?
Yes.
What was your favorite
Just don't
streaming show of the
smell her.
last few years? Did you watch Ozarks? Did you watch
Ozark? Is that really a show?
Yeah, it's a show.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Chevy.
Jason Bateman.
I started all the streaming stuff with True Blood.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And
True
he
Blood.
didn't get into it.
Early
Yeah, it's a
binging.
vampire.
Diverted way back then.
Oh, yeah, she loves that
And then
vampire
Game of
shit.
Thrones and Downton Abbey, but then he did watch all of Downton Abbey with me.
I did like that.
It was very good. I
Yeah.
thought it was very funny.
Yes. Wasn't there a character in Downton Abbey? This is very Chevy. A character called Master Bates? There was, right?
Yes.
And then you go, Master Bates.
There
I'm
was?
sorry.
never laughs.
Master Bates.
Oh, that's so
He
funny.
disappears in his room. I mean,
That's fucking
usual.
hilarious.
It's all I got. I don't deal in puns very. That's my best
I
pun.
don't deal
No,
in
but his
puns.
character was Master Bates, right? Yeah. You
that
can't make
true?
that up. Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, it was Mr. But they said
Mr.
it like
Bates. But
that.
they said like
Oh, there you are.
Master Bates goes into his room and makes the most unusual
showing-
sounds.
And shrinking.
This is how the wiener's
Shrinking.
shrinking. He's making.
What's this one?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make you.
Anything.
All right. Any what we've learned today, Dana?
We've learned that Chevy Chase is still the funniest guy in the world.
Very funny.
You have more questions, don't you?
Well, I have, let's do a few more. I sometimes I like to put people when they're young, like 10 years old, movie or TV show that blew your mind around that age, that like kind of, maybe I could be on TV someday.
Yep. Do you mind if I shit on your chair?
Okay, that wasn't.
That's how good
That's
the question.
top 5 answers on the board.
Tom Hanks answered it. How about you? Did you have a bicycle that you like?
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Hanks, he's got
Okay,
2
the
Oscars.
answer.
Chevy's older.
I know, that's
Oh,
what I mean.
sure. Tell them that.
Chevy, you might have been watching Roy Rogers or Rin Tin
No,
Tin.
no.
Or, no.
The actual answer is Shane. Do you remember that?
The movie Shane.
No, the comic book Shane.
Well, I thought it was a TV show question, but go ahead.
Oh, it was a TV show
Shane
question?
blew your mind then as a kid. You see it in the theater, or
I did. I went with my dad.
okay, and you were like
He
6,
passed.
7.
What?
That's all right. We all
Passed
do.
away.
During the previews.
Kaylee.
Kaylee, finally.
Is
You know,
the cat
that's-
okay?
This is my daughter.
I know. She's
Hey,
hi.
Kaylee.
Hi, guys.
Hi. We've been having a really good time with your dad. He is
Are
hysterical.
you here to save us?
Yeah, I'm here to save you.
We've asked him about his favorite movie when he was a kid. Basically, he said Shane in 1953. It was an intense movie.
Good find. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Palance was the bad
And?
guy. Mm-hmm.
Rick, who is the star?
The he
Ernest
was
Borgnine.
There you are, Jack.
he was vertically challenged, broad shoulders like a gymnast, famous movie star. Look him up. I can't believe I'm spacing on.
Heather, look him up.
No, he's so
Who is it?
famous.
Wait.
He was the star of Shane.
Shain. Kidding, honey.
Jack
Wait.
Palance.
Jack Palance, by the way,
Jack-
is the way he pronounces it.
Carradine.
No,
David
no.
Carradine.
No.
It's 1953.
Kung Fu, babe.
Alan Ladd, ladies and
These people are old.
funniest person you ever met. 2 seconds.
And Sam, Worthy. Sam,
Sam Warnick.
I'm not finished.
Kinnison?
Sam Kinnison? Yeah, he's hilarious.
A perfect day.
Wait, did you really ask
I
me?
did ask you, yeah.
You want me to answer?
You're the funniest person you ever just met. Like, whoa.
Jonathan Winters.
Wow.
That's a great answer.
Like it. Like
Yeah.
it.
He is kind of supernaturally
Doesn't get
whatever.
enough attention, Jonathan Winters, and he was great.
I'll say.
I
My dad used to talk about him all the time and made me watch it.
I had a hematoma in my leg from hitting it on a table, and I was in a lot of pain. This will come around.
It's coming around. I'm waiting.
So I'm playing a theater in Santa Barbara, and I'm really in pain. It's a 1,000-seat theater, and the stagehand goes, "Hey, kid, Jonathan Winters is out there tonight." So the whole time it was in my head, like, this
Yeah.
is not as good as Jonathan Winters.
Yeah.
And then he did an hour backstage. It was just hysterical.
He did?
Yeah, he's like, hey, all the voices and everything.
What was that?
He would,
Your
John,
impression, John?
Yeah.
well, we're going
Yeah,
in
what's
deep.
that one?
He did one of the.
What
He
was
did one of
that
these
again?
kind of things. We're gonna get you across the wall. He did all his little voices like
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
I
kind
should
of.
be interviewing you.
Well, I do podcast this for myself as well. It's
Do you mind if I lick
called
this?
Chevy Times.
Did you ever meet Farley in the old days?
Chris Farley?
Yes, sir.
I did, and Lauren had asked me to talk to him about the drug issue.
Chevy, if you could talk
Really?
to Chris, might help. Might not, but might.
I like your Lauren.
It's kind of quiet.
Will you do a little Lauren first?
Yes.
It's that thing of like if you could talk to Chris, about drugs, it might be like a really good thing. I love his.
So I
rhythms.
did talk to him.
And how'd it go?
Well, he didn't have enough drugs for both of us, so no.
See, that's a classic. These have been landing all day for me. I mean,
They're hitting for me.
they're hitting. Once you get into his comic frequency, it's like it's just fun. Greg is laughing very hard. You wished you'd stayed longer at SNL. I kind of wish I did a couple more seasons. Do
Oh,
you still-
Christ, I feel like I'm here longer than SNL.
You never set up again. You can. We can adjourn anytime.
Actually, I do. Thank you.
Yes.
Actually,
We're
I
now
did.
man and wife.
Yeah, I do. That's funny too.
You did like 40 shows, huh?
Well, how tall are you? Thank you.
5'8" and a
Now
half
I-
on a good day.
So you.
Yeah, no, actually, the answer to your question, I forgot the fucking question.
You could have done movies during the summer and stayed on the show.
Oh, you know, I would have loved to have stayed, and I really mean that. I mean, I left because of a girl. I had a picture of the girl, and I kept saying, "I'm gonna marry this because look at she's beautiful." And Lauren kept saying, "No, she isn't." and
No, she
and Doug Kenny from the National Lampoon became one of my best friends. Actually, became my best friend, and that's all I got.
I love
Did
it.
he write Animal House? Did he write Animal House?
Doug, yeah,
Doug Kenny.
he was one of the writers. I think that Harold stepped in there too.
Harold Ramis.
It was always what's his name who wrote these things, the book or the thing, John
Wasn't Landis? No.
Jonathan
John Hughes.
John Hughes.
Yeah.
But for instance, with what's the movie I did with Harold?
Vacation, honey.
Right, thank you.
Vacation. Yeah.
Chevy and Harold completely rewrote it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You have to rewrite him, Hughes.
Oh, I see. Because he's not really. He was not comedic like you guys. He
You're
would
not
be-
Jewish.
Oh,
Well, if he gives you a blueprint of a great movie, you can fix it.
Chevy
Adapt it.
during the podcast puts his hands up like he's holding a loaf of bread and looks at
Show you
us.
how big
Loaf of
everyone's
bread,
dick
that's
A
is.
loaf of bread. Show it. His
How is
Guys,
that's quite a loaf. I know. It's quite a loaf.
Honey.
Ed wants a slice.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Aunt Blabby.
What is the
wait,
mic
I got
drop
one.
question that will blow Chevy's mind?
I have a not that. Well, I was going to say, it seems like old times. Grodin was an unsung hero. He's so good. Charles Grodin.
Chuck Grodin.
Chuck
yeah.
Grodin.
He is.
Yeah, excellent.
That
Excellent.
doesn't get enough attention. That was such
Well,
a
I
great
gave
movie.
him. I didn't give him enough time. You're right.
Yeah.
Neither did Goldie. Really, nobody did. You're right. He just doesn't get enough attention from anybody.
What about Dudley Moore?
Let's bring him out.
What about him?
He was in that movie, right? I mean,
Oh, he was?
Did you guys date briefly, or?
Well, not recently, but
But he was incredibly charming and funny.
oh,
and,
Dudley was
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a great Dudley Moore story. Can't tell it. I forgot what it was.
Hey, man, you're doing great.
Chevy's
I love this.
name is
It's,
Cornelius Crane, and his
Cornelius Crane Chase.
grandmother gave him the nickname Chevy.
That's
My
correct.
nickname is Cornelius.
Cornelius Crane Chase. Can you
My
say
middle
that?
name is Chevy.
I saw that Cornelius Chain Craze. There's so many all these Chase
Cornelius
things.
Chain Craze. That's what
Chevy
he said.
Chase. There's a street Chevy Chase. Who came
There's,
first?
there's,
The
a town, there's lots of
there's
Chevy
a lot of
Chase,
Chevy
Maryland,
Chases.
and Chevy Chase here.
What can I say?
Lauren said Chevy.
Chevy.
Chevy was an unbelievable talent, and he had the name Chevy, which sort of leaned the tape. That's a great name. to
That's
have.
what he said?
Yeah,
And he had the name Chevy?
yeah. He said the name Chevy.
Lauren's very funny.
It's hysterical. Chevy's such a great name.
And Lauren, we're singing your praises, and Lauren goes, "In the timing, you have to remember the timing of you." There you go. Compliment
you
number
do a great
2.
Lauren. You really do.
I love Lauren. He has such a wonderful rhythm. It's
Yeah,
just
I know.
it's
You're
good to be in that
absolutely right.
world. You know, it's
he didn't like you very much. Right?
No, that's what we're getting at.
That's not that. No, Lauren and I love each other. A little more wider, please. You'd be surprised. Are you a shower or a grower?
By the way, nobody knows what this means. Only you made something up in your mind.
That's true.
I know what it means.
I don't know. It's
Janie.
shocked look on Chevy's
I
face
don't
because
believe you
his
said
wife
that.
Janie said, "I know what it means."
Well,
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Oh, we're done?
I
Well,
think so.
do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, anything for us? Who are we?
We're narcissists. We're not really good at this.
All right.
All right.
We're narcissists.
Yeah,
We're
we
not
want
very
it to
good
be
at this.
about us.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Fasten your buckle up.
That's it.
I was going to say, put your hands a little closer together.
I'll say. Does this bother you? Well, no. It's the whole thing now. It's about a cock.
No,
See, I'm
it's
not
not.
thinking. I'm thinking plants.
Oh,
You know, wide plants.
Yes, totally. No, this is not a cock show.
No. It's not even a good show.
We never really said it's not even a good show.
No, the bad. This is what the kids love. When it's bad, it's good. We had
funny.
to go kill. Here, when it's bad, it's great
Listen,
because it's authentic.
it's fucking
Awkwardness,
chaos.
the kids love it. Right, Kaylee?
It's amazing.
Yes.
Love the awkwardness.
Organized
and spontaneity.
chaos.
See, Kaylee knows.
See, my wife and daughter, they're funnier than you guys.
They're very cute together. Are you close or are you at war? Oh. Aw.
I'm kidding.
See, Chevy's daughter. She
She
Haley,
says
how
the whole
dare!
family. The whole
she
family's
says the
got game.
unexpected answer, which is good. Fun.
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys have just turned around now and are talking to my wife and daughter when you have me here.
We
Well,
stopped
they're
taping.
they're nice to look at, and you're. Oh, I'm doing you now.
Oh my gosh, you can't share the shades.
That's
No.
nice. I like that.
We'll wrap it up
What's
by
this?
saying Chevy.
Oh,
is,
just trying to keep the. When I turned 53, my neck said "fuck you." Just my neck went. Beep.
53. Are you that old?
No, I'm 78.
Where are you? Where I am.
Remember Route 66?
Where are you
I'm
on
in
the
that
grave
area.
meter?
Remember the old show Route 66?
Oh, I thought you said Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
And speaking of Biden, no joke. I can't Pirates of the Caribbean. Pop, 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 pop.
Is comedy too PC? I don't know if you see a lot of comedies anymore, but is it too PC?
You mean like movies or TV shows? I've never watched sitcoms ever. I just
Not my favorite. Although
They're still pretty straight down the middle.
Seinfeld was pretty great.
Yeah.
But mostly I don't. I like dramas.
I thought Seinfeld was good.
Yeah, very good.
Right. It's unfortunate that he's nowhere.
It got
now.
no syndication.
There's
No,
nothing.
once he walked off, there was no
That's
money.
it.
Yeah. No back end.
They
We
said
got
you
to
could
get a picture of that so they know what we're seeing.
Chevy was
So,
By the way, I just made it up here.
I love it.
I like it.
Finish this sentence. What people don't know about Chevy is
That's a good one.
He has
I know it's going
something's
down.
happening. I'm thinking.
What people don't know about Chevy
Greg,
is
come on down. Why not ruin it?
Greg is helpless.
Wait, what was the question again?
What people don't know about Chevy is
He's an amazing jazz pianist.
that's right. You're a musician and you're a great pianist.
Thank you, sweetie. That's so nice of you.
Do you still practice and play?
You have perfect pitch.
You have perfect pitch.
I
You
do.
play the drums too. I wonder if you
I
and
was a drummer for Steely Dan.
Holy
What,
shit.
Did you know
really?
that?
Why did you go into comedy?
In college, we started.
Damn.
And we came out. Yeah.
So you really can drum. I'm kind of a pretend drummer. Well, if you're
Yeah,
holding
we
down
were
Steely
we were
Dan.
jazz oriented.
Okay.
So that always is a help. I mean,
Yeah.
I say, you know,
Yeah.
you got to have independent coordination, which apparently you've never had.
My father just came into the room.
I
no,
want-
but who's your favorite jazz drummer? I mean,
Father's awful. Oh, God.
Daddy? No, Daddy, come on.
No.
We had our childhoods. Us fun folk.
Tough dads.
We usually have some little bit of trauma. Poke the bear. Do you want me? Is there anybody you want me to do or sign off on?
Yeah.
Any person? I'll try.
Okay. Can you do him?
No, I'm
Hey,
boring.
buddy.
Yeah. There's not much there. That's all I am. Movement and
It's a thing he does as
I
a comedian.
have one last question. Is Christy Brinkley that ugly in person?
Yeah. How about that? Huh?
She's unreal. This is crazy. Isn't that was from?
Harold made that up where I go, what? Beverly says, is that what you want, honey?
She's on
She's
the
in the
pool
bed.
or whatever.
And I go,
Yeah.
no, she's ugly. Christy fucking Blake.
I know.
No, honey, she's ugly.
She was in that movie probably 5 minutes. Everyone remembers it forever. Great.
That was all those movies. That was so
Great,
fun,
great.
funny.
Anyway.
Yeah, Chevy, you're the greatest. I'm going to compliment you. One of my favorite guests on this podcast. And
Thank
the
you for
funniest.
coming to my
And,
humble mansion.
You
guys-
made our podcast shinier and brighter by gracing us with your presence today.
That's it.
No, honestly,
and all-
this is more fun than I've had.
Since this morning?
Today.
That's it.
Since you were at 7-Eleven?
It's fun to be sincere and put a comedian and
I
watch him
was being-
squirm.
I know, it's gross.
I love you, Chevy, because you're funny.
Yeah.
Now squirm.
You guys are very funny too.
Thank you.
You made us.
Dana.
No, we don't get hurt. We're comedians. We've been attacked on stage. I've been attacked on stage in clubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bombed worse than you could possibly.
Do you still play the Comedy Store?
Sometimes.
Oh, boy.
I'm playing. Are you guys going back east? I'm
Do you
playing
really? Have you really played there?
in the Comedy Store? Yes, and I can get you in if you come with me.
Well, our
Well,
daughter, I could get you. I'm one of the house pianists.
Oh, you are?
Oh,
Female
yeah.
house pianist.
Where, in the OR?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, it's great. That's actually a big job. That's great.
I was working in the booth previously.
Did
So
your dad teach you? Did you pick it up because you saw your dad playing?
Yeah, definitely.
So Chevy's daughter, Kaylee, is a pianist at the Comedy Store.
very good. Yeah.
great.
She's
The
very
first
good.
woman to do it. It's breaking barriers. There's still barriers. Like I said that to David a few months ago. I go, there's no woman playing the piano at the store.
None.
What is the problem?
Will you shut up, you little fairy?
You know, I've been going. Fairy? What are you from the 40s?
I'm sorry.
I'm telling-
I am.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he's lighting the loafers. I'm telling you.
You little loafer.
Tinkerbell.
You little fairy.
All right,
My dad just
David.
said. Okay.
Are we done?
Thank you, Chevy.
Once the families come in, that's going to be the
just grab-
highlight of the podcast.
Heather will give you your check, and
Yes,
She
you'll
already
get a
gave it.
W-2 form that you can fill out. We'd like your.
She already gave me a check.
sir.
Damn.
All right.
Okay.
Bye,
This has been
everybody.
Chevy Chase.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. All right, here's our first cue.
Okay. All right.
I'll read this first one.
Good.
This is Eliza
That's a good name.
Von Dwingello.
Please, I just want to
Anyone?
say to people this, please use your real name because these funny names like Eliza Von Dingelo, we know it's probably Susan.
Eliza Von Wienergrabber? Is that how
No,
you
it's
say it?
Dwingelo. Dwingelo.
Is it too late to change it?
Eliza Von Dwingelo.
What are your favorite
Melania,
places
let me tell you.
to do stand-up?
Can you believe what Kanye West said the other day? I'm telling you, Kanye West. He's the only guy who could blow away Trump. I can't believe he said
Oh, yeah, he's
I
crazy.
can't believe he's saying things like you wouldn't believe. Shut up, Donald. I want to have orange juice. Okay.
Is that Melania?
yeah.
Yeah, why
If
not?
I don't do the impression, you just say it's the impression.
Yeah.
No one can argue with that. All right. What's the question, Dave?
She says, what are your favorite places to do stand-up, past and present? She also throws in love the podcast. That's a good way to get your question picked. Okay. Mine, you probably, I'm going to guess you're going to say Holy City Zoo or Cobb's Pub or something like that.
If I had to say, past, it would be the Other Cafe on Carl and Cole in the Haight-Ashbury. It was a laundromat, made into a comedy club, 60 seats, giant window with freaks walking by. The whole
18
audience could
dryers,
see.
4 washers.
And the first time I ever saw my wife, and I went back there years later with my son, and now it's back to being a laundromat. And it was almost like a Twilight Zone. I was standing over there, and I said, I saw your mom over here, in 1979.
Yes.
So that was it. It was called The Other Cafe. Bobcat went there a lot.
Yeah.
Bob Goldthwait, Paula Poundstone,
Yeah,
Robin would
big
come by.
ones,
What
Robin.
what was your touchstone? Where did you get good?
I used to love.
'Cause you weren't,
my first one was at Chuckles in Arizona. What a hilarious name for a comedy club. They always have
Did
one.
you ever
like-
play Sir Laughs a Lot?
I did not. I played Rooster Teeth Feathers. You play Gutbusters or Side Splitters?
This is not a joke. I played
It's
Rib
real.
Ticklers in Minneapolis, and I went there a lot.
So fucking funny.
It was called Rib Ticklers.
They're all real. The Dallas Improv was a favorite growing up. The San Diego Improv was a favorite starting out. And I say the Ryman Auditorium I just did in Nashville was a great
I've done it.
theater. And I'm looking forward because I do a theater tour now. And so I hit all these. Some of them are just gorgeous old theaters. So I don't know. I still like going up in the store. I didn't go on. I never got an audition there. Louis Anderson helped me get in there. They didn't like me, Mitzi. So I never went in there again. Never stepped foot in the Comedy Store for 20 years. And then Adam Egget.
Yeah, I'm
Got
just
me.
on today.
I like it now.
Eliza, I'm more into the Allegiant Center in Chicago. I like Staples Center.
I like Staples.
Madison Square Garden's a little small for me right now, but I still think it's got a good.
You know, it's a little snug, but I like Elbow Room.
I kid.
I just played one and at this casino, and I ran into Kid Rock, and I'm like, and he goes, yeah, we're doing this and this. And I got the bus. He goes, we did upstate, something in California. I go, I just played a casino. I had to fly to Sacramento and then drive 90 minutes. He goes, that's it. I go, no way. And he goes, yeah. And there's a little like Motel 6, basically like a no-tell motel right next to it. Beautiful casino. But I stayed in the dumpy 2-story where the fans would just follow me in and they walk up the stairs. Picture all the way up the stairs. It's got one person at the desk.
The door.
Ding. And then they go, oh, is this your room? I'm like, yep, room 8. And then I just go in. They just stand on the other side of my door.
And they're pounding at night.
Yeah, they're like, when should we kill him? In the middle of the night? Should we eat first? So then, but he goes, you played that outdoor one? I go, yeah, it's outdoors because it was 106 and I had a long sleeve shirt on. And they said, are you sure you want to wear that outside? I go, this gig's outside. And they go, yeah. And I go, why do I not know that? They go, it's an amphitheater. I go, is that what that means? Did not know what that meant. Ooh. And then he goes, dude, that place, I did 17,000 there. You played it? I go, don't you dare. Yeah, you starting to get it, Kid Rock?
They just cordon it off, though.
I said it wasn't super packed. I mean, there was a little elbow room between people.
I drove from Vegas to Reno once because I don't like to fly much with Larry Bubbles Brown. And we stayed in this small town, and there were cinder blocks for walls in the motel. Yeah. Cinder blocks. And then the local Yokos knew we were there, and they were in the parking lot. Hey, come on out, But they didn't know where my room was. It was like, Anyway,
but you could hear him.
Road stories. We could hear him. It's scary.
Thank you for that question, and that's your always long answer.
Thank you, Eliza von Dwingelo.
This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.